Jordy Culotta Show. Wave your hand out there, baby!
Shout out to the show.
She puts the pinky into the nostril. Man, look at that.
Healthy competition, there's nothing like it.
Y'all grow up. The line's wrapped around the stadium. Different strengths. I just lost a tooth.
It's gonna be fun.
You know, we might have a story.
I love what you're doing.
Ogeron wants to take us fishing this afternoon.
Sharif, you play for the bad boys of the SEC, man. We don't apologize to anybody.
A lot of people are saying you're going to be wearing number 7.
I don't really know. I want to.
He look crazy, Bill. Good feet on the old man.
Definitely come back. I love.
We'll be right back with the Jordy Culotta Show. Welcome into a Friday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live here on this Friday. Got a full house. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, comment button. Lots to get to. We're going to talk to Jim Nagy, who is the executive director of the Senior Bowl. He will be here during the second hour today. We'll talk to him about some of the names he was watching, some of the faces he was watching last week for Ole Miss LSU. It seems like Mekhi Gardner is jumping up the draft board and gaining interest from the Senior Bowl. We'll talk to Nagy at 8:15 this morning. Nathan Velasquez back here on a Friday, and we will also talk to Brock Kantrow. Who spelled the name on there? On the
I spelled it in the document.
Take the L there.
Kantrow.
That's a great guess. Canner Canny.
Kantrow.
We will also be eating compliments of our friends over at Iverstein's. IversteinFarms.com. The Carpool Queen is here.
We were having Oktoberfest food today.
Lloyd is here.
Some
Ooh.
sausage.
Brats.
Yeah, I think we're going brats.
Oh, look at
What else is part of
the
that?
Carpool Queen. Very festive on this Friday.
Y'all. It's Halloween weekend.
Jordy, you better get with it, or you're going to get lost in this thing. I'm talking about for your relationship status.
Yeah,
this
it's already been established.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is talk about taking an L. You're just going to have to roll with this
Yeah,
one.
and then I'm
What are y'all talking
waving
about?
the white flag this
Kelly
weekend.
is huge into Halloween.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Big Halloween.
Yeah, Jordy is
Big,
not.
big
I know.
Halloween.
Are you getting like dolled up?
I'm getting dressed up for tomorrow night.
Makeup?
I might do a little makeup.
I think you should.
Yeah, I might do a
think
little
you
makeup.
embrace
Might do
it.
a little- yeah, you know, I'm hugging it. I'm
Yeah.
hugging it.
Y'all better come with a costume on Monday to
Ew.
the show.
Yeah,
Show.
Jordy, you'll be the only one. Just keep it on from Saturday.
Thing we
That's
do.
the real Halloween though, right?
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
the day
Monday's
of
the real
Halloween.
Halloween. This is like my time. This is my
Okay,
favorite holiday.
yeah.
Yeah. Is it?
Go
Yes.
full
I
Dahmer.
didn't know that.
Oh my God, I'm huge Halloween my entire life. I think it's because my birthday is this month, and so every party I had
Scorpio.
was Halloween. Yeah, this is my absolute
Libra
favorite
line.
holiday, and I can't decorate because of my house under construction, so it's been tough.
Your house is already decorated like it's a
Like
Museum.
Halloween.
it's got some spooky vibes to it.
Bunch of
does?
snakes around
Yeah, there's
here.
snakes
yeah, the
everywhere.
snakes.
There's goats
I
everywhere.
do love the snake.
A lot of black and white.
Oh, okay.
Gothic.
Nathan says to be prepared when he comes on here for your scariest scene you've seen in a movie.
Ooh.
That's
Oh
hard.
man, recently?
Or
Yeah, is it recent?
Just, I don't know.
I've got
it's your
one.
choice.
Scariest
I gotta
movie.
think
Sure,
about
cheers.
that. Okay.
Oh, God. I don't know.
I'm telling you, the one seed for me on scary movies is still Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, see, I don't even
Really?
find that movie scary.
I don't either.
God,
I just think
sicko, bro.
it's enthralling.
Is
It's
that
such a
the-
good movie.
Is that Hello, Clarice?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first
I'm
one.
scared.
The
I-
OG.
It was scary with the mask, but like other than that, I was like, man. not
It's just
really scared.
disturbing.
Yeah.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer type
Yeah,
stuff. Just
yeah.
disturbing.
Yeah.
He meant well. He was just trying to help.
Creative
But like
Five
The
Guys
Exorcist and stuff doesn't scare me.
None of
Oh.
that scares me.
I mean, I
Satanic
kind of like
stuff
laugh at
doesn't
it.
scare me.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, this is crazy.
I went. Remember the Exorcism of Emily Rose came out.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
I went with my first husband to see that movie, and he was not into that kind of stuff. And I got home, and like he went to the bathroom, and so I laid on the floor, and he came out, and I started like convulsing, and, like, and I thought it was
Wow.
hilarious.
Katie,
He
you
did
were-
not. Like we got in a fight.
You
Like,
got
he didn't
divorced.
talk to me. But, yeah.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
I
That was the
actually hate
beginning
you.
of the end. It was
You're actually
bad. Like I
faking
thought it was
your
great,
death.
but it was.
I hate you.
That would
Not
be
the
so
move.
funny.
It was not the move for him.
Kenneth Blade, y'all should all dress up like coaches. I can do that.
Yeah, that's
I did
what
that
you
last year.
I already have my
What do you
costume
mean
for
last year?
Monday.
I put a bag over my head.
That was you were Coach O.
I was a fan of LSU football.
Talk to
were
daddy.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You
So
were
no
a
coaches.
you were Coach O.
I was Coach O.
Yeah.
No, my
Talk to a daddy.
I was Coach O.
Were you?
I'll just
Yes.
be Kevin Sumlin.
Yeah,
I
you
had
gotta
the
be Kevin
short-
Sumlin.
And I had
That's
the shirt
right,
off,
that's
the
right.
shirt that looked like you're not wearing a shirt.
Where's he
Remember,
at
that was
now?
super awkward.
Kevin Sumlin?
Yeah.
Rich.
Yeah.
Better
Wherever
record
he
than
is,
Jimbo.
He's about to be here on
Rich.
Monday.
He is loaded. Hopefully he's not looking for another job. I don't understand the coaches that have all that money
They're
that
just
want to work
chasing it.
again. Like Gus Malzahn.
Well,
What are you doing?
Gus is doing it at UCF, coach.
I know he is.
Nice
I know he
uniforms.
Well, they don't want to be bored. I mean,
He's the head coach and general
manager.
manager
Travel.
for the Houston
For a
Gamblers.
year?
Yeah, but like if that's your passion and you love it,
God, how could you still love it?
I guess
after
it
all
goes
that
to show
money?
if you got all the money and you're still doing it, you
All
freaking
that,
love
like-
it.
50 million in, and he's still loving it.
I
I
know.
mean,
I mean, he's the head coach and general manager for the Houston Gamblers of the United States Football League, so he still is in it.
He's in it.
Kevin
coach.
Sumlin?
Mm-hmm. Keeps finding jobs too.
How much money has he made in football? I mean, what has his buyouts been? I mean, alone. I mean, his buyouts alone are what, $30 million?
At least.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some cash.
A lot of money.
That's
Like,
a cash flow, coach.
He's got some
I mean,
cash.
he's managing O's money. All right, we're going to talk to Nagy coming up here on the in the second hour today, and like we said, Iversteins will be here. We'll start with some of the highlights. I don't know if anybody was in the arena last night. If you were, it looked packed. It looked great on television. The PMAC. I love the new floor seats. By the way, those are new,
How do you
right?
get those?
Those are new, right? I mean, those look
think.
brand new. I mean, I haven't seen those.
I don't remember seeing those either.
But last night, the LSU Lady Tigers pummeled Mississippi College 88-35, and not necessarily anything about the competition because, you know, look, that was not up to the competition standards that they'll be facing throughout the season. But one takeaway is just that LSU is loaded. I mean, like, they are loaded. Some of these new faces, like Flau'jae Johnson, who had 22 last night, allowed 22. And some of the other new faces, including Jasmine Carson, who transferred over from West Virginia, the JUCO transfer. What is it? POA was the other JUCO. But I mean, they are loaded. I mean, they have so much talent. I loved Mulkey's quote after the game. I learned that we have a lot of talent, which I already knew. It's what she said after the game. But LSU looks like they are going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, look, it looks like they are going to be so fun to watch. You know they're going to be well coached with Mulkey, Starkey, and the crew. And now, I mean, having a chance to just see their talent, they are loaded, man. All these newcomers, all these new faces are going to be fun to watch. So hopefully you've got your tickets. I was at an event last night. Jude Barker, our boy from Barker Brothers Plumbing and Works, they had a fundraiser for West Baton Rouge Sheriff hopeful Zach Simmers over at the this law office on Jefferson Highway. And Jude Barker was sitting in lunch earlier this week at Gino's restaurant. He was sitting with a group of dudes, like a group of friends, and Woodward and Mulkey walk in for lunch. And Woodward, kind of walks over. Hey, how's everybody doing? Mulkey walks over to the table and goes, "Who here doesn't have women's basketball tickets?" And everybody's like,
"Oh shit."
That's amazing.
And she's like,
"Wow,
I'm going to sit down, have lunch. By the end of lunch, you need to come prove to me you got your season tickets. It's 11 o'clock in the morning. All of you eating lunch at Gino's. Y'all know y'all got money. So if y'all don't have basketball tickets by the time I'm eating lunch, I'm going to show you how to do it before we leave." Like Jude
so
was like,
good.
I had to walk over to her. Like, after I paid the check, it was like, "Coach, I just bought 6 tickets." And she was like,
so
"All right,
good.
now I'll see you later." I mean,
Good, thought so.
I mean, it was awesome.
I love it. That's so good.
I mean, but that's just who it is, man.
Yeah.
That's who she is. And that place is going to be packed by conference play. It feels like, like the buzz around LSU women's basketball is definitely there. And then if you didn't have a chance to watch them play last night, man, you can check out the highlights. It's all over Twitter. It's all over social media at LSU women's basketball. But I mean, just some of the they're just deep. They've got really good talent, and they're going to be well coached. It feels like they're going to have a chance to win this thing. I mean, like they'll at least be in the discussion. If last year they were competitive with the group that they put on the floor, it'll be fun to think about what this year could be if everything stays right. So I thought last night was awesome for women's basketball. Just a great sales piece to start the year. If you were on the fence on whether or not you wanted to, whether you wanted to go or not, or whether you wanted to take in some of the action, if you saw them last night, that had to pull you in. I mean, that had to attract you. Also, last night the Buccaneers lost again and fell to 3-5.
First
in the
time
season.
Tom Brady's been 2 games under 500. in
Tommy
his career.
looks stressed.
He's
Yeah, he
spent.
does.
Yeah, he
Life
looks
left him.
he looks as if he's human. Finally,
He really does.
I mean, finally, he looks like a human being. I don't know
Well-
if there's a chemical or a drug that can get you past
Baby blood.
what he's going through. Maybe so.
More blood.
Call Tom
now
Cruise.
he looks a little bit old and tired.
Yeah,
Like
he does look
it's like
tired.
it's wearing him out physically.
I agree.
Well, it
3
has to
straight
be.
losses for the first time since 2002, since Lamar Jackson was 5 years old.
Mm.
They had a picture of Lamar holding a picture of Lamar when Lamar was 5, and
gosh,
he's
that's
like,
weird.
"That's the last time Tom Brady lost." It was like 2002, I think. And Lamar's like, "Man, that's crazy." And then they tossed him down a sign. Did you see this at the end of the game? They had a fan that had a sign that said, "Pay Lamar his money," and they threw it on the field, and all the team signed it.
Oh,
and
wow.
Lamar was the last one. He showed it to the camera, and I was like,
Oh,
they're
wow.
having if you're in the Ravens front office, you're pulling your hair out. You're like, he is the Ravens. Like, he's the face of your franchise, and he's playing on his rookie
Trust.
deal. And they're like, what are y'all doing? Y'all should have got a deal done. Now he's going to hold you over the coals, dude.
Oh man.
The old Tom Brady would have pulled off that win, though. I thought they might pull it off at 49 seconds left. Like, I was like, and then David is like, they could do it. They could do it. And then I thought he had it. And then the guy dropped the touchdown or fell out of bounds or whatever happened.
I'm not ready just yet to fully bail on him because
Yeah.
he's burned so many people so many times. But I agree with you. I thought that at the end of the game, you give him that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
This is where Tom Brady is. This is why he's Tom Brady.
Yeah. 2 years ago, he would have won that game.
Last year, he probably would have won the game.
Maybe.
He
But
doesn't have any weapons.
yeah, he just doesn't have
Yeah.
anybody around him, and he looks old.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, at some point, the game has to get you. The game is too violent.
It's undefeated.
It's too. But I mean, if anybody has beaten it, it would be Tommy.
But
I
plus
mean,
his emotional stuff he's going through.
I agree.
Has to play a
I
part.
agree.
Yeah.
You know?
I really
His
don't.
home life sucks.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that's stressful. Kids, like divorce, all that. I mean, it
You
has
don't
to
think he
play
just
a part.
pawns all that off? Like,
I mean, yeah, I think he can compartmentalize.
yeah,
Clearly, he
yeah.
can, but I mean, that's pretty wearing. I mean, it has to wear on you. Plus, that's what everybody, it's the announcers were talking about. It's all anyone is ever
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
surrounding him.
Tough
so
for the guy.
that would be hard. But
I just-
Giselle is so smug.
right. I feel
I
like
mean-
he wouldn't be bothered by this at all. I feel like he didn't want to be around the family anyway. That's why I wanted to go back and play
yeah,
football.
I understand that, but I think that there is definitely, I mean, if anybody has been through divorce, it is so grueling emotionally, just from the stuff that it creates. I mean, divorce affects so many people, and I think from Brady's aspect, and this is just me speculating, I have no idea, but just outside looking in and knowing him as a competitor, watching him compete and like listening to him talk about what competition and what football means to him, the personal part of divorce, he's probably sailing through it, right? Like, I mean, like everything that affects him personally, it probably is not touching him.
Yeah.
But what is got to be wearing on him is the conversation with his kids.
Yeah.
Being even as little time as he spends at home during the season, there's still the moments where you come home late at night and you can go, kiss your kids goodnight, before you go to sleep.
Yeah.
In a divorced home, you go home, and if you don't have your kids with you, it's quiet, lonely, you're without your family, and that has to be, at some point, affecting to the dad,
Well, yeah. Plus
to the
Giselle
person.
and the kids used to be at the games.
right? Like, all of that stuff, I think, does have an impact on him. All the personal stuff, I think he's probably been divorced mentally for years, right? Especially during football season. So his approach personally probably hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
But his routine of seeing his family, being around his family in just the times when they were around during the season is just not there anymore.
Yeah.
And the human side, the dad side, the husband side, the family guy side of that at some point has to get you. Mm-hmm. I mean, sitting in, what do you think the square footage of a house that Tom Brady's living in alone? It's probably 8,000, 10,000 square feet minimum.
He's still in his original house. She didn't get the house, right?
I
She
don't know.
left. She left.
Yeah, I think she
she
kinda
straight
left,
up.
yeah.
She straight up bailed.
So
she
what
went
is
to like
that?
New York.
So is that Jeter's house they're living in was like 25,000 square feet?
The house
Yeah,
where
it's
Antonio
huge.
Brown
How
lived in there with him. And they
quiet-
couldn't talk. They couldn't
How
find
quiet
each other.
is that house?
I
You know what I
nobody
mean?
even goes
You might as
to
well
it.
be
I
in a
wouldn't even go
dorm
to
room.
it.
Or he's going full like Jesse Bateman in Breaking Bad, where he's just throwing party after party after party every night because he's just emotionally void of anything. So he just is like, y'all come to my house and have a party. There's pizza here. Turn the music up. I'll do a little meth and let's boogie.
Yeah.
Do a little meth. I don't think he's even any of that in football season.
His face looks a little. It's hard to get that skinny.
Well, it's because he doesn't eat.
He's on Ozempic.
Or what? He probably is. I don't think he needs
He's on
to be.
something.
He's on something.
His
It's-
face.
I think he's
It's-
on
he's
a
on
very
pain right
clean
now.
diet.
his face.
Look
is,
at TB12. We have the
It
book.
sucked.
We couldn't even near
It's like
do it.
sunk in.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's like the jawline is still there, but everything else is drooping off.
Yeah.
Which I would still switch right now.
Well,
I'll
that's
still-
what happens
I'll
when you
check
get
Tom's
older
face.
and lose weight. Silence.
Very vain.
Tom?
I know.
This guy.
No, I said I would switch
Trying to
faces.
switch faces with a man.
You don't have the steady
Well, I
hand
mean,
or the
he's still a
technology.
beautiful man. Like, we can't discount that.
Face Off.
Face off.
Underrated, great movie.
It really is a
It
great
really is.
movie.
I want to take his face off.
Tagline, boom, we got the movie.
That was so weird.
Travolta and Nick Cage on the same movie set in the 90s.
So
Oh
good.
God.
Sprinkle a little Alec Baldwin if you really want to get
I
crazy.
mean, like, how weird
Yes.
was it during that shot?
Speaking of being able to hear a pin drop, they're probably like, all right, let's just see. This is not on the script at all. Let's see how this goes. Like, just let these
get
two.
Sean Connery in that movie too?
Oh my God, was he?
I've never seen Face Off.
That what?
Same.
Stop, y'all.
I don't know.
All
I
right,
don't-
y'all
I don't
have
even
to
know
watch.
what that is.
Y'all have to watch. You don't know what it is when they switch faces?
No, I don't.
To foil a terrorist plot, an FBI agent undergoes facial transplant surgery to assume the identity of the criminal mastermind who murdered his only son. But the criminal wakes up prematurely and seeks revenge. That's an awesome plot.
It's an unbelievable movie.
No Sean Connery. No Sean Connery.
Wow.
John Travolta, Nick Cage, and that's all we would know.
Yeah, that was a good one.
We got a tweet into the show yesterday. Did anybody see this from Emily?
Emily who?
Emily K. Emily Kelly is her name. Her Twitter is emilyk.c.
Okay.
She is a graduate of IUP. Is that
IUP.
Indiana
University.
Presbyterian
I know.
University.
I know, ICP.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Oh.
That's so weird.
R. Kelly, ICP.
What is it?
Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
And within the bio line of her Twitter account, she has
There's a
Roll
lot going on.
Tide, Go Tigers.
Roll
Oh.
Tide, Go Tigers.
A house divided.
So a lost young lady, Emily is. She says, "Hey, at Culotta Show, heard y'all talking about weddings this morning. I specifically plan to have our wedding this weekend during the bye week in Baton Rouge. We got engaged last year on the bye weekend as well. Come visit us at the Gatehouse." I think she's asking us to crash her wedding.
Oh yeah, Emily. know where
First
that
and
is.
foremost.
We trying to crash the wedding?
Where's it at?
Yeah,
Wedding
that's on
crashes?
I would absolutely
they're
go.
down by O'Neill, Harold's Ferry. I think.
Oh my
Old
God!
Hammond
I've been
Highway.
to a wedding.
Isn't that
there.
where it is?
Yes,
Let me look.
I
and make
went,
sure.
and that's the one on the road.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. Let me look.
I went to a wedding there.
Yeah,
I'm
it's on
telling
Harold's
you,
Ferry.
I
That's
went to a
right.
wedding there probably 5 years ago, and it was almost as if it was in a movie. I'm no shit. This is happening, and this is the first time I've ever been to the Gatehouse, and I'm there, and the wedding is outside. It's like during spring, and it's kind of like sun's going down. It's beautiful outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's awesome. And they are like reading the vows, and the preacher is like, "Do you, groom, take
Yeah.
this X to be your lawfully wedded?" And I'm telling you, on cue, as if it was like in a movie. A car is riding down Harold's Ferry, whatever road that is right
Harold's
there,
Ferry.
and goes, "Don't do it!" I mean,
That's amazing.
The whole place was like, and I mean, like, even the bride and groom started laughing.
I mean, you
You know
have
what I
to.
mean? Like, it was like, was that planned?
That's so
Because
good.
it was like a producer was like, "Go now."
Yes.
Down. You have one shot.
Yeah,
I
right.
thought you were
This is
gonna
your
say
cue.
some
And I
This is
mean,
your
like,
cue.
it was like set up, like the preacher was like waiting on him to be like, "I take," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, just like, "Don't do it."
Oh. You got peels out.
That's so
Everybody's
good.
like, "Ah."
I love it when stuff like that
No
happens.
doubt. I mean, it was like the story of the night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody was like, "This is going to be the story of this wedding."
Yeah.
I mean, like everybody at the reception was like, "Did you know those people? Did y'all
Right.
plan to do that?" Because it was almost like it was like a gaff.
Right.
Right.
You know, it's like
So
a
perfectly
goof.
timed.
It's so perfect. And it was at that spot at the gatehouse.
So are we invited?
No, it
Should
sounds
we
like we
drive
are.
by and do that?
Yeah.
Should we reenact
pull up
it?
the
Emily,
bit.
tweet back in.
Tweet back in if you want us to do a drive-by. I love it when someone
We're not doing a
objects
drive-by.
at a wedding.
Whoa,
No,
whoa,
like
whoa.
drive-by and say don't do it.
No, I mean we're pulling in.
We'll pull it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Trying to run the roost around
Yeah.
here.
Is
What's
it
up?
tonight, did she say? Is it a Friday night wedding?
This weekend during the bye week, so I'd imagine Saturday if she's doing it on the weekend.
Okay. We need details, Emily.
Yeah,
If you
we'll
want
come.
us, if you want us there.
I'm high
yeah, I
right
mean,
I don't know what kind of partying you're into, but we'll figure something. We got something for everybody.
now. Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Open bar, beer and wine.
That's the main move.
You let me
That's what
know.
we need to know. Open bar.
you got to have an open bar at a wedding, right?
I would hope so.
I've been to weddings that didn't have open
It's,
bar.
Wow.
it's a
Like,
tragedy.
Like no bar or a cash bar?
Like even like beer and wine, cash bar.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been
I'm
to a
going in
wedding
a car.
with no bar.
Oh yeah,
I'm going.
Yeah,
Cold.
right.
somewhere
Am I right now?
else. Yeah.
I mean,
go to the gas
I've been to
station.
2 weddings where the couple, like the families were like super Christian and like didn't have alcohol at the wedding. And when I tell you it was the most boring, I mean, they had a band and a dance floor.
I'd wanna
and you're
die.
like, no one's dancing. No
Everybody
one
stand
is
around
even
the dance
having
floor?
fun. Yeah,
I'm
it was
dead.
so awkward.
When do you stand around? Like, what do you even stand around to do? You don't have the pose. This is
No,
what you
you
do
just
at a
kinda
wedding. You just
to
sit
the
there with
music.
like the drink, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yeah, and then it progressively turns more
you have like
aggressive.
tea or water.
Right? Huh?
Tea
Yeah,
and
Or
water.
water.
Yeah, exactly. Milk.
Yeah.
Orange juice.
I went half and half.
Getting crazy. See if I can make myself throw up sober.
You see a lemon around here anywhere?
Mix that food real quick
Yeah.
for me.
It's cool if you want to be sober and vomit.
Man, poor Emily. I feel like she might get a lot of wedding crashers. Now that we've
Well, I mean, you
announced.
tweet it out.
Yeah, that's true.
You
Yeah, we're not
what I mean? You're
doxing
kinda
her.
calling down your own fight. You know, I mean,
That's true. She brought it on herself.
have you ever crashed a wedding?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.
I mean,
I
We
mean, I've been close to doing that, I guess, on the beach, like a beach type wedding. But I haven't actually gone in and like eaten food
Right.
ooh,
or had the drink.
that's the move right there.
You know?
Right. Hit
Get
on
the
a
food.
groomsman.
Yeah. Have you ever crashed a
I've
wedding?
never crashed. I mean, never like to the sense of crashing a
Yeah.
wedding. I think I like walked up on a
Yeah.
wedding one time. It was like, eh.
Right.
But
We-
never like, like wore the suit and was like, I'm a
Yeah.
cousin.
I know.
right. Have a backstory.
I would be so
Yeah, right.
nervous doing that. I would
Is
be
that
so
it?
scared.
Is that it, Kay?
I thought it was Mazel Tov. We crashed one. It's not necessarily a crash. It was me, my dad, and my brother. We were at the in St. Francisville at the Bluffs. Like, you could play golf out
Yeah,
there and stay in the
right.
cabins.
Yeah.
And they had rented that place out. It said all black wedding, and they're hanging out in the parking lot before like I think it was probably Friday night. Like I guess getting married Saturday. So they're all like drinking around. Like they brought in like RVs, and so they're all like drinking outside the RVs, cooking, whatever, having a great time. And me and my brother and my dad are hitting golf balls in the street. Like just doing what we do. Like
Dudes being
yeah,
dudes.
dudes being dudes. They're like, what y'all doing over there? Like just hitting some golf balls. Like y'all shouldn't be doing that. It's like y'all probably shouldn't be smoking that. And they're like, oh, we cool. He's like, let me see that thing. And so we tee him one up, and he's never played golf in his life. And he's like, if I hit this 300 yards right down the middle, it's pitch black at night, but you can like see a little bit. And he goes, I'm playing with y'all in the morning. This guy takes my dad's driver, never swung it once in his life, absolutely pipes it. Like you could just see it take off. Or like, he's like, I'll see y'all in the morning.
You show up?
No, he didn't show up. But we saw him again that afternoon. He's like, y'all come to the wedding tonight. Come to the wedding. And he was for real. So we popped in there. And we like second lined and got food and like walked around. It was awesome. Yeah.
Oh, wow,
Only
that's
3
cool.
white people
That's
there,
cool.
but it was fun.
Hey,
Yeah, that's cool.
might find you some
Hospitality.
spice
Oh,
around
man, I
here.
kind of want to crash Emily's wedding now then.
What's that?
I kind of want to crash Emily's wedding then.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Tweet at us,
And I
Emily.
kick that door in.
It can't be Saturday.
Why?
We got
Your
plans.
engagement party.
Duh.
What the hell?
I was just making sure you knew, Katie. I mean, don't try to get me on some bullshit like that.
I'm buttoned up.
Right. Better be there at 7 o'clock.
I hope it's Friday then. I hope her wedding is Friday.
I think it's just a Catholic rule on the weddings. That
Well,
you
maybe
can't do
she's
the
not
Friday.
Catholic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
I mean,
tonight.
it's not in a church.
That's today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Remember Daily, we're brought to you by Bayou Carlin Oyster Company. Our friends over at Bayou Carlin Oyster Company always bring you the first hour of Monday mornings as we have What the Shuck. Remember, over at Bayou Carlin Oyster Co., if you are having a wedding this weekend, if you are tailgating and watching some high school football games tonight, if you're getting ready for Saints on Sunday. Saints not at home, though, right? Saints on the road?
Does it matter?
Vegas? No, they're at home.
They
They're
are.
at home.
Wait,
Yeah.
who
Oh,
plays
yeah.
that
They play
night?
Vegas at home.
Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
that's
Alvin Kamara
right.
can't go back to Vegas, I don't think.
Really?
I don't know.
Probably
I don't
not.
think he's banned.
I don't think. I mean, he's got a. I guess he doesn't have a warrant out. They got he got booked.
He went to court.
Yeah, they got
he's a-
pushed back.
Yeah.
But anyway, get your grilled oyster kits. Shucked and buttered oyster kits delivered to your door. They do the shucking, you do the grilling over at Bayou Carlin Oyster Company. Great flavors over there. Bayou Carlin Oyster Co.com is where you can find them online. All right, so you heard the interview yesterday with Allie Gay and Mekhi Wingo. Really appreciate those guys coming by during the bye week and catching us up a little bit on the schedule, on what is to be expected next week. And we were talking, obviously, about defending Bryce Young and Alabama and this Alabama offense. And when you talk about the matchup, just about 8-9 days out here for LSU Bama, the matchup more and more to me seems as if LSU will have opportunities to make plays offensively against Alabama's defense in the passing game down the field because of of LSU's playmakers now being involved in the offense. The part of the game that's going to be so crucial is the defensive matchup for LSU versus Bryce Young, and really, and Micah Gibbs for that matter. Because when you look at this Alabama offense, it is very abnormal than what you have seen over the past couple of years. It is not filled with this big playmaking wide receiver core group that it doesn't matter if you try to take one guy away, you're not going to take the entire staff away. This crew for Bama doesn't have that type of top-end talent just yet. They may have them in the program, but they're not playing at that level that we have seen, over the years of Judy, Ruggs, Devonta Smith, all of these guys, Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, even dating back to the early days of Saban at Bama. They don't have that one dude that can beat you on the outside, or at least I believe that. I think LSU's defensive matchup is about even when you talk about the DBs and the wide receivers, right? For as talented and young as Bama's wide receiver group is, I think LSU's experience and athleticism plays into the matchup for LSU. The matchup is going to be Bryce Young and how you contain him and Gibbs together, because Gibbs he's a little different than what we've seen really at that position anywhere in the sport. He reminds me a lot of Alvin Kamara.
Too
right?
much.
I mean, he's tough to tackle. He can do everything you want from a running back standpoint. I mean, he literally has got all tools. He's a 5-tool running back. I mean, he has got speed, he has got power, he's got vision, he's got hands, he's got the ability to pass protect. I mean, he is super impressive to watch play. And he's also got this moves to him as if he's gliding out there, which most resembles Kamara, right? He doesn't really take a lot of hits. his able to move his body and kind of, I don't know. He's just very impressive.
Yeah, well, that's how you know it's the most like Kamara, whatever. It's hard to explain. You're like, I don't really know what I'm looking at, but I know that it's different because he operates at his own pace, just like Kamara does, where he's never feels like he's going 100%, but he's running by people. And I guess the only outside weapon of Bama that would make you a little bit nervous would be the transfer from Louisville that you haven't really seen a lot of. But that was their speed guy they brought in to replace Jameson Williams that you haven't really seen yet, but they keep tweeting videos of him practicing, so they must be excited. And then obviously you get the Eli Ricks drama of going against Kayshawn if you want to flip it on the other side.
Kayshawn will eat Eli Ricks' lunch. I mean, in my opinion. I mean, like, Eli Ricks is a good player. Don't get me wrong. But he's not a full he doesn't have a full game of a cornerback. And maybe one-on-one, Eli Ricks can win some battles against Kayshawn. I'm not saying that Kayshawn's going to dominate Eli Ricks, but I do believe in a one-on-one matchup, Kayshawn's a better player than Eli. In just the sense of Kayshawn's more complete, right? Where Eli feels like more of a one-trick pony in the sense of...
That trick's pretty fucking good.
No, it is. It is.
Especially for what his job is.
It is. I mean, he can play man-to-man defense as a cornerback at a very high level. But you can also confuse him very quickly. And Kayshawn, to me, he's a better player than Eli is in a one-on-one matchup.
I think if they put him in a scenario where they just say follow Kayshawn, that's probably their best route to success for Alabama on defense, right? Where they run everything else and then just put him on an island.
No, because who's going to cover Brian Thomas?
Right.
Who's going to cover Malik Neighbors?
Right. That's what I'm saying. But I think that if they want to pick your poison, take Kayshawn out the game, like that's a win for Alabama. If you can, I don't want to say neutralize it, but that doesn't mean LSU doesn't have more weapons.
No, I don't. I think that plays in LSU's hand. Yeah. I really do. I think because I don't think that Alabama is good enough to take Kayshawn out of the game and be able to guard the other ones. You know what I mean? I think that LSU. I think you almost have to zone LSU up. You know, I mean, I know Bama is relentless about playing man-to-man, and they want to, put as much pressure with their guys up front and take the numbers out of it and play man up. But I don't see how Alabama. I don't really see how anybody can match up against LSU if they go four wide. I really don't. I don't know how you're going to put your third or fourth best cover guy on Brian Thomas.
It'll come down to the trenches, 100%.
He would win that every day. But, I mean, I still think with the way that LSU has played over the last 2 weeks is a bad recipe for Alabama. I mean, Texas A&M, and Tennessee showed what really the poison is for Alabama. And that is get the ball out of the quarterback's hand quick and get it to these playmakers in space and let them play one-on-one. And to me, LSU's roster is better than Texas in that scenario. I know Bijan Robinson's a player, you know what I mean? But outside of him,
Xavier Worthy, receiver.
Okay. Would he start at LSU?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Right? So you're taking LSU's roster. I'm taking LSU's offensive roster over Texas A&M's.
Oh,
and the only reason why I'm taking Tennessee is because of the quarterback at that point. But really and truly, where LSU's quarterback is right now, I'll go ride to any war with him. Right? Like wherever y'all want to fight, wherever y'all want to play, wherever y'all want to tee this thing up, I'll play with Jaden Daniels because right now he's putting as much pressure on defenses as Hendon Hooker is. Now, I'm not saying he's as good as Hooker and all that stuff, but he's putting as much pressure on defenses where he's very confusing right now. And it's because they're using their playmakers. He's trusting what he's looking at, and he's getting rid of the ball. He's making decisions. His decision-making is improving. Rather than seeing one person guarded and running, he's going to the second guy, third guy, and he might even check it down if those options are taken care of. Now, next Saturday night, it's going to be faster. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be harder hitting. It's the best team that LSU has played up to this point. And you wonder how the matchup will play against one another. But 8 days out, I really believe that, if LSU can execute, again, very early like they did to get into a rhythm, right? Look over the last 2 games, right? I mean, they were able to kind of catch a rhythm offensively, even like getting Kayshawn going early last week. And watching Jaden Daniels both on the ground and in the air gain confidence throughout the game and being at his best at the end. If he can carry that over next Saturday, I think LSU's looking at a 4-quarter game with the ability at the end to win, and that's all you can ask for. I mean, we'll talk predictions and what happens and what we feel like is going to happen in the game, but the best thing you can ask for from LSU's standpoint is getting this thing into a 4th quarter with a 1-score game or a chance to win it. And with the way that LSU's been playing the last 2 weeks, you're continuing to build the data, right? Last week you were wondering, okay, after the Florida game, is this who LSU's going to be? Because there's a lot of data that tells you that this isn't who they are. But now 2 weeks in a row, same offensive line playing, quarterback playing more consistent and better and making more decisions, better decisions. Defense finding its groove. Harold Perkins getting on the field and looking like he's going to stick. Gaining your identity going into this huge matchup.
I mean, LSU hasn't beaten Bama at home since 2010.
That's a long time.
2019 was on the road. Obviously, last year you look at a game that was close, but it was once again at Alabama, so that was something to be excited for. But they haven't played at home with a chance to win in a minute. So if you get to that 4th quarter,
oh no, they've had chances to win.
No, I'm saying they haven't.
They've had chances to win. They've had their hearts ripped out.
That's no, but I'm saying like within. I've been to them, but I'm saying they haven't been competitive really. And I guess more I'm just thinking of the COVID game where it was like, this is not what Alabama LSU looks like. But yeah, they've gotten their hearts ripped out. But to only win one time in 12 years at home that's a tough pill to swallow when it feels like the rivalry hasn't been that lopsided.
No, first off, this is not a rivalry. This is not a rivalry. You know what I mean? Like anybody that calls this a rivalry, look up the term of what a rivalry is. A rivalry was was Auburn LSU in the 2000s, where each year the home team won the game. It was Ole Miss LSU in the 50s and 60s. I mean, those are rivalries, right? I mean, LSU Alabama over the last 15 years is lopsided.
So that's why you don't consider it a rivalry?
No, I don't consider it a rivalry
But I mean,
because
the hate,
one team has dominated the
Yeah.
game,
Hate
right?
don't mean nothing.
But the
when
hate,
I mean, like,
the
I mean,
hate,
yeah, that's fine.
that
I mean,
to me is a
I hate
rivalry.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Florida feels like more of a rivalry over the last 10 years than LSU than
Really?
Alabama does to me.
But who would LSU's rival be?
I would say
LSU
at this point it would be Florida.
It's Florida.
Really?
It's for sure Florida.
Yeah, I
People
would.
think that? Like, that's the rivalry?
Bama and LSU have like this mutual respect for each other. But
Do
like
they?
Florida just disrespects LSU every year. Like,
Yeah, well, I think
When Mike died,
Bama would never say this. Alabama fans would never say it. But LSU's one of the only teams over this 15-year run with Saban that has really struck fear in them. They have
Yeah.
always thought that LSU game is going to be a gauntlet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No matter what. No matter how goofy the head coach is, no matter whatever they're dealing with, it's going to be a game because they knew when Saban got there, they were going to kick up this energy here that LSU was always going to circle the game.
Yeah.
And that happened,
Right.
right? I mean, that's how it was, especially in the first 7-8 years of this thing. I mean, it was so emotional. It was so just.
Yeah, it was.
And it became a game where it was the Super Bowl. You know, LSU and Les Miles would build this game up where, and the worst part about it for Miles was that you had 2 weeks to talk about it. So it would be this huge buildup, and then LSU would go into the game and have a situation like 2009 2009 where Julio Jones catches a screen pass and sprints down the sideline when Patrick Peterson's got to come out for cramps and you lose by a score. Or it's 2012 where LSU gives up a screen route and loses at the end of the game past a diving Barkevious Mingo that can't save the night, right? Or the 2014 year when Vidal Alexander gets a personal foul late in the game where LSU has a chance to win. They kick it out of bounds, and Lane Kiffin just rips your heart out. You go through those experiences, and you wake up the Sunday morning after that game, and the season's over. Mm-hmm. There's no more emotion to the year. You start hearing chirps of players that are leaving after the season and going to the NFL. You go the next week to Arkansas over that time period, and that Arkansas game's now become more competitive because you're flat.
Yeah.
You don't care about the game. There's no emotion behind it.
Well, that was kind of a rivalry too, though, right? There's a trophy for it. The boot.
Yeah, nobody.
They tried to make it one.
Yeah.
Right?
Arkansas got a few wins when Les was here.
Yeah, I
thought they
remember
were
that.
relevant.
What year was the 21-0 national championship?
2012. But
Right
that was the 2011 season.
Yeah, right after the
Right.
9-6 game.
So
Right after
Greatest
the what?
football game I've ever watched in my life.
The what?
They only scored 15 points. The 9-6 game.
in the
Game of the
regular
century.
in the
In
regular
the regular season,
season.
that same year, 2011. Okay.
Greatest football game ever.
Really?
There's a gump in my
Yes.
seat. He didn't
But-
have a ticket when we went. I went to that game in 2011, and somebody was just sitting in my seat and didn't have a ticket. He goes, "What you gonna do about it?" And I was just like, "Call the cops." I'm not dealing with this today. But those people are crazy. He was just got into the stadium, found himself a seat with no ticket.
That was the day that old boy was crying. The CBS kept showing him crying in the stands because they couldn't make the field goal. They kept missing the field goals.
He missed like 5
He
field
missed like 5. Oh.
That kid he looked like he wanted to jump off the first row of the
Yeah.
stadium. He was like,
His girl was just like staring at
He
him.
said, "Babe, it's okay. It's okay."
"I'm hungry.
Yeah, well, we're losing.
We gotta go." And he's like, "I'm sitting in this stadium all night. I'm sleeping here." My heart just got ripped out
Like snot's coming out
by
his
3
nose.
field goals.
But
I
I mean,
know. I still feel like it's a
Me too.
rivalry to me. Like, to make it this big of a deal every year,
Right.
like, seems like a rivalry.
The call by Vern.
Just all of it. It's such
Give
a
it to me every
huge
time.
deal.
no, I understand it, but I mean, in the sense of the true definition of
Yeah,
rivalry,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's-
LSU is getting dominated.
Right.
They've been dominated in this series.
Right.
But I do believe that, like I said yesterday, and like I will say all next week, that LSU is finally playing on an even playing field as far as the coaching and preparation goes in this game. Mm-hmm. I mean, outside of Joe Brady, Joe Burrow, and 2019 game planning for Saban and that defense, LSU will never be better prepared for this game since 2004 when Nick Saban was coaching LSU in this game. Mm-hmm. Remember when Saban got to LSU, it had been almost like 30 years since LSU had beaten Alabama entire stadium. It was a crazy stat that LSU had not been able to beat Alabama in,
Wow.
it was
What
like
is it?
all through Charlie
It's
McClendon.
crazy. Yeah, they're
What is
but they're winning. They're trading blows.
Bama would come in here and win 6-3, like 7-6. I mean, they were in like these incredible games, but LSU could not get over the Alabama hump. Charlie Mack couldn't beat Bear. The team struggled with, I think Bill Arnsparger had the best chance in, I believe, 85 to beat him, and they missed a field goal late in the game and got beat like 6-3 or something. But, they were never able to beat Alabama, and Saban finally got here, and I think they beat him in 2000. I think they beat him like maybe his first year here.
Yeah, 28, 35. Wait, yeah, 30-28 LSU.
Yeah.
And then they beat him in 01. That was Josh Reed game.
And they beat him in 01. Yeah, so it was. They beat him here in 2000, and then in 2002 they got their ass kicked. LSU got their ass kicked by Dennis Francione. Came in here. Yes, one of the boys.
31 zilch.
That was
And-
the score.
Yeah,
Of that
and
game?
LSU went on a tear. 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, all wins. So 5-0 in that stretch.
That was with Nick, right?
Yes. Well, until
No,
2003, 2004, 2005 was.
When and then
In
Saban was with the
2006,
Dolphins
right?
in 06
No.
and 07, and that was
That's
That
right.
was
Les's
Shula.
first year was 2006.
that was Mike Shula. No, Les's first year was 2005. So 05, 06, they played Mike Shula, and then 07, Saban got there and nearly beat LSU in
Yeah.
Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
And then LSU won the national championship that year,
Right.
and didn't win again until
2010,
2010, 2011, and then
2019.
it was up until 2019.
Yeah.
Until they.
Yeah, but it's not a rivalry. Just remember every game.
That's my point.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can't go off like the. I guess like the. It's not so much if you don't want to have to call it a rivalry, but it's the biggest game of the year.
Yeah.
Every year. I mean, make that whatever you want to make that. But every time November 5th rolls around, or the first week in November, it starts to feel a little different around Baton Rouge. You get just that's not fear. It's just that it's more of like anticipation, because you kind of watch the LSU teams every year, and you can't help but compare it to what Alabama's doing every year, because if you want to be able to win the West or do what you want to do as a team, you're going to have to go through the big bad wolf.
Yeah.
And so every year you're watching what Alabama's doing and kind of comparing yourself. And LSU is in a spot right now to where you look at Alabama and you look at LSU, you say, all right, let's play.
Well, and I think also the national buildup for this game, like we talked about yesterday, was always the rosters. Mm-hmm. It was always just that you were going to see the best players in college football, going at each other. And, I think that there is a little bit, it's not as much built up this season with, some of the struggles that LSU's gone through over the last year. But you just still know that, LSU's got legitimate first round potential top 10 picks out on the field that, it's going to gain some big interest nationally. So it's interesting to see what people say about rivalries.
I'm putting it on the poll.
Yeah, it is.
All right, remember, daily, we're brought to you. Katie, tell them about Dead Soxy.
Dead Soxy, up to 30% off if you use the code Jordy. They have Mardi Gras socks too, and LSU socks, all kinds of purple and gold, and use them for your Christmas gifts. They'll help you do your design. You can get the 25% off discount from your bulk order. They're great for holiday gifts, corporate gifts. DeadSoxy.com.
All right, we'll be back with more Hour 1 here. Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
I like how interested y'all sounded in the Dead Soxy ad.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com. We love the crew over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Chef Shane and his crew dropping off the meals every Monday here to FM Digital Media, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. Me or the crew's going through our meals over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Their weekly pre-order, freshly made meals, or you can walk into the cooler over there on Airline Highway. They have that fresh, same service over there at Fresh Chef Eats. FreshChefEats.com is where you can find them online. Fresh Chef Kitchen. Tell them you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date, and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Don't let the name fool you. Men's Total Health has offerings for the ladies, too. Guys, is your wife or partner suffering from urinary incontinence, low sexual desire, or pain during sex? Then the O-Shot might be for her. Don't let it scare you. It's totally natural. It's PRP. And Mike Roach and the crew at Men's Total Health will make you as comfortable as you can be. Contact me for more information, Katie at JordyCulottaShow.com, and I'm happy to tell you everything that Men's Total Health has to offer for the ladies.
Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance and you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV? They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
It's Elvis, baby. Grab my microphone. Welcome back. The
Stomach
Jordy
hurts.
Culotta Show, driven and powered by
Is that what happened to your bathroom? Was it a Halloween
Go
party?
Chevrolet.
Yeah.
That guy was
that
dressed
a
up like
Christmas
Elvis. Cracked the bottom of the toilet bowl.
Wow.
Wow.
Did that seriously happen?
No, the toilet bowl getting cracked.
Yeah.
No, remember the story about the Christmas party guy?
The guy that left his jacket.
Oh, smart guy. I mean, I would have did the same thing.
He came back.
I've done that
For
before.
his coat the next day.
I've definitely blown people's bathrooms up.
And come back the next day?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
No,
You gotta get out of there.
Right.
Once you blow that thing up, it's
I think that's my Uber.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You know, there's water coming out of your bathroom. You know, I just went to check it out. I popped my head in and popped out. Even left my jacket to try to help clean up. The guy didn't want to ruin the party. Right.
We're going to talk to Jim Nagy about some of the Senior Bowl prospects that they are looking at, including Mekhi Gardner. That seems like his stock is rising over the last couple of weeks. We will talk to Nagy, who's the executive director over at the Senior Bowl, coming up here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button, subscribe to the channel. Daily, we're brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Remember, you can find the boys online at GEAUXChevrolet.com. Online to search all the inventory, and they got brand new cars out in Laplace with used cars over here in Baton Rouge. Shout out to Nick Richard and the entire crew over there at Go Chevrolet. But we were talking about this Bama LSU matchup and whether or not it's a rivalry, and it's on the poll.
It is.
It's on the poll.
75% say it's a rivalry.
Wow. Tough rivalry for LSU. That would be in rivalry terms. That would be the little brother,
Right.
If you're LSU,
It's the senior fighting the freshman again in the locker room. It's
right.
like, why do you
Year
keep wanting to
after
do
year
this?
After year,
I'm going to get
after
your
year.
ass.
We're a rivalry. No, we're not. Sit down.
He's gonna
man.
die.
Like, you're gonna kill this kid.
But I mean, 2019.
It's still a
Brought it back.
4-point
Burrow,
game.
you got Burrow
Brought
showing
it
back up.
Yeah, right?
Got Jabbar Chase with a broken hip coming in.
Oof.
Justin Jefferson. We'll take him.
Take him. Clyde wasn't any good that game, or Patrick Queen.
Nope.
Didn't need him.
And
That's
then
crazy how they still
2022,
made that a
I mean,
game.
2020,
Yeah.
I was at
Alabama
that game.
LSU was in the absolute driver's seat, and then it's just like, oh, here they come.
The play of the game for Alabama was the opening drive of the third quarter where they sacked Joey and he fumbled it and got it back to him and they scored right there. That if LSU scores on that drive, they might blow them out.
Yeah.
Like they
I
might, like
agree.
people would have probably started leaving. If they just scored on that drive, they would have blown them out. But then it turned into maybe the best college football game ever. I mean, like that second half was shot for shot. It was Rocky versus the Russian, bro. I mean,
Yeah.
like that was.
The air was out the stadium.
I mean,
Ain't no damn
Najee
cat,
Harris
yeah.
making plays, Jamar Chase making plays, Joe Burrow making plays, Tua making. I mean, like the who's who of that draft class, all over the place.
Imagine being a scout at that game.
Oh
You're
my
like, oh, we are in the
God.
right place.
Oh my God.
This is porn.
I mean, like,
Did you see that? Did you
who's
see that?
Damian Lewis?
Draft him.
I mean, like the
Lloyd
players
Cushenberry.
on that field.
Gosh. Even on the sideline.
The opening drive of the game still to me is the best of the season for LSU. Like that is the absolute. That is the mountaintop of 2019. When they get the ball on the opening drive after Tua fumbles and they hit Chase down the sideline on first down, like, and people are like, "Oh shit,
Here they come.
Here they come."
He's wide open.
He's wide open. He's wide open. Then, like a couple plays later, they catch Justin Jefferson on a crossing route, and he breaks it. And then one play later, over the top of Diggs, Jamar Chase catches the fly route with the mouthpiece swinging, grittying. I mean, what they were allowed to get away with that day, celebrating, it was almost as if the refs were like, before the game, were like, hey, don't call no bullshit in this game. Like, this is an NFL football game. Because if you remember Clyde's touchdown, not the one directly before half, but the one before Patrick Queen's interception. On third down, he goes over the top, jumps over the top. And he spikes the ball. Like when he gets up, pull it up. When he gets up, he spikes the ball, and then he does the two He does the old Jeremy
The
Hill
horns.
2 horns thing in his head. But, I mean, the referee, when he spikes the ball, is standing from me to Lloyd from him, and the referee's just looking at him and giving the signal. I mean, it's almost like, bro, y'all can do whatever y'all want. And when Najee Harris scored over Patrick Queen, when he caught that screen route over Queen, he got up and spiked it in Queen's face. I mean, it was a very well officiated game.
Big boy
I mean,
football.
like, it was, and LSU caught the breaks in that game. Like, I mean, LSU from just a break standpoint was like the second drive Bama has, that the punter drops the ball.
I was like, yes. They're losing it.
Somebody like teed off on him too. Was it Chason? Somebody like caught him like running full speed, and like the punter just like with the ball, like, oh shit!
I'm not used to this.
Like throw it in the air.
Oh shit.
Now we gotta go to the sidelines.
Throw it in Jason's face.
Yeah, take it.
I don't want it.
Now I got to go to the sidelines. Like I feel that man burning holes in the back of my head.
Was it Ruggs that brought the punt back from them?
Yeah, or Waddle.
Waddle.
So fast. After racing a bath, got him with a face mask too.
Turned him yanked his neck off.
Yeah, and he let go, and it's like, well, just at this point, just let's tackle him.
Yeah,
Take
I thought
15.
Damone Clark was going to catch him.
Yeah.
Damone
He
Clark.
was
It
close.
looked like Damone Clark
He
was
was
going to
tracking
catch him. God, that game was so good.
God, now you
was
have.
so
I remember
good.
vividly watching like the start of the third quarter, and I was like, LSU gets the ball. Like LSU gets the ball to start. Like
Yeah.
you could put them
Oh, no
away.
doubt.
And I was like, if LSU scores right here, you could put them away.
Well, the
and then
Thaddeus Moss catch. The Thaddeus Moss catch set up the Clyde Edwards over the top. Mm-hmm. The last 90 seconds of the first half in that game is it's the best highlights I've ever seen of LSU football. In game where
Execution
Clyde goes over the top. They kick off. Patrick Queen intercepts it, and there's a split second there where Queen looks like he's going to score.
house it. Yeah. He turned into a running back again.
He turned into a running back.
Man, if they had, I cannot find the picture of the ref when Jamar Chase catches a touchdown because he's like,
yes, I'm telling we gritties in his face.
no, but like,
I mean, like, no, he
even the
doesn't
catch,
even.
He's like,
oh
my god.
There's the shot, the back shot of it, like of the Bama fans. The Bama fans, you can tell they're like, oh shit, we're in trouble.
This is bad.
We're in trouble.
Whoops.
Oh.
Sorry, we're just. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was Caleb Vaughn.
Stevens and Chason tag teamed him. God, they had such a chance to blow that thing wide open. Glad they didn't though, because it made it out to be.
Like, oh,
we didn't even go out after the game. Like we had a house party, whatever.
Oh, bro, you were emotionally spent.
Dude. All we did was sit on the couch and talk about the game. Like we were like, I can't go
me and Lil Jay
anywhere.
rewatched it.
Yeah, we did the exact same thing.
I mean, it was like it was an instant classic.
I was at work watching the game. Like,
Walmart.
In Walmart, just
put it on one of the big TVs.
All the TVs.
I went on my lunch break and it was on in the break room, and I was like, "Yes, let's go."
Actually, I'm not coming back out of here.
Yeah, I'm not. Like after Tua fumble, I watched the first drive and their drive and Tua fumbles. I mean,
if you, I think it was the first play of the game. If it wasn't the first play of the game, it was the second play of the game. Najee breaks one down the sideline, and who am I thinking of? Number three, Jacoby Stevens. Cowboy, he collars him. He pulls him from the back down. I'm telling you, the play of the opening drive that nobody talks about is the play before Tua fumbles. They roll out, and Nagy is standing by himself in the corner of the end zone, and Rashard Lawrence bats the ball down. You know, it's like one of those plays when you go back and you're like, oh, shit, if he'll make that play, man. Yeah, right, that's 7.
Ugly.
Well, because if you're an LSU fan and you're watching that game and you see Alabama just absolutely motor down the field the first 5 plays, you're like, oh, LSU's not as good as we thought they were. Like, same old story, right? Like, as good as this LSU team feels like, you see Alabama just mince up your defense within the first 5, and you're like, well, Bama 7-0. You get the knockdown pass, then you get the Tua fumble. LSU gets the ball, and you're just like, okay, this is what needs to happen. LSU needs to get rolling.
I knew LSU was going to win after that.
What, the Terrace Marshall?
Wide open. I was like,
yeah.
It was over.
Ben was busted.
Sure does sound like y'all are talking about a rivalry to me.
That's what I think, too.
Love it here.
I'll give you every play of the Florida game, too.
Yeah, I could.
Not our fault.
Like, what y'all want?
Every Florida game?
Where are we going back to?
Every Florida game in the last 3 decades?
Not 3 decades, but I couldn't do that on Bama, but I could give you since, like, Tebow.
Yeah.
What, 06?
06, Jacob Hester. Jamarcus fumbled on the 1. Jacob Hester scored the play before that. He got hosed on the road in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still not
Brandon
the
LaFell
same.
got his head taken off on the sideline by.
Is it Matt Elam?
No, it was the Tabor Reggie Nelson, the safety
with the dreads.
He was in the car with Aaron Hernandez.
I'm sure he
Wait,
lived to tell the tale.
Whenever in Boston?
No, in Gainesville.
When he shot the dude in the face.
When he shot the dude in the face.
Dude, if that documentary is real that they think is coming out, there's like an IMDb page for it. If that thing comes out on what was going on when Urban was at Florida, that is going to be must-watch television.
Oh, I think they are doing it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing it. I just see I just saw an IMDb page. Yeah,
Netflix documentary, right?
Because that will be. I mean, that's going to be a
Netflix digs deep.
6-parter.
10-parter. I'll take it.
I mean, you're going to interview.
Herb.
Yeah, you're not getting any live interviews, right? You're not going to have guys coming back to talk about like Tebow's up and be like, well, I tried my best to keep this thing. I'm clean and all of this.
I was praying with the guys every day.
I never saw it coming.
Tim Tebow would not sit down for this documentary, but he did issue a statement.
It's on the front of Gainesville. It's on the front of the stadium still.
John 3:16.
Yeah, Colossians, 21:12.
Jim Nagy coming up here in a couple of minutes on the Jordy Culotta Show. We'll talk to him about the Senior Bowl stock of some of these LSU guys, especially some of the transfer guys that we may not know about. It seems like Mekhi Gardner's stock is seeking or soaring up right now after his first 7 weeks of SEC football. Gardner he's played pretty well up to this point. You know,
I would say biggest surprise of the defensive backs.
I would say Greg Brooks.
Yeah, Greg Brooks, but you kind of had you had seen him before. Like you saw some plays at Arkansas. At least if you watched LSU, you're like, oh, I've seen him play at Arkansas. It felt like Colby Richardson going into the year was going to be like the name that got super hot going in. It's like, okay, that might be the lockdown corner. Mekhi Gardner just kind of kept it moving, and then you look up, and it's like I haven't heard his name in 6 weeks because he's just been over there locking people down.
Don't throw at him, coach.
Which is
he's huge.
He's huge. That's one of the things that Jim Nagy cited whenever he was at the game. But he was on the field for LSU Ole Miss, and he's like, this kid is massive. He put like his measurables. He has the longest arms of any draft eligible corner, I think. So, I mean, he's got the pieces, and now he's got in a defense to where he's able to shine because they trust him.
Yeah.
So you put a corner out there that you could say roll the ball out every week. He knows his assignment, and he's the guy he's your one constant on defense. It feels like at least that you could pencil in every week. At least in the secondary, Greg Brooks too. Yeah. Like I'll take those two guys any day of the week. Yeah, LSU's defense is not going into the year. I don't think we thought the secondary may be a weakness, but when you go down the line, there's guys that
playing ball right now.
We're busting early, but they get their feet underneath them. And we've been watching. Did you watch any of the LSU Gold?
No, I've not watched it yet.
Oh, it is euphoric. It's I don't spend your money how you want, but it's really good stuff from inside like the LSU locker room. It's Hard Knocks for LSU football. Like what more would you want?
Yeah,
it's very cool. You get to see like Matt House at halftime and like he did for the Ole Miss game. Like you get to see inside the locker room for all that stuff, and they're at full attention.
I haven't watched it.
I'm looking forward to watching it.
Me and Noah watched 4 episodes last night. I think Noah watched all 9.
Oh wow, I'm gonna binge.
Yeah, I've made a mistake. I watched Ole Miss first, and I was like, damn it, now I have to go all the way to the beginning because this is so good.
All the way back.
Yeah, so I started at 1, so I'll watch 9, 1, and 2.
Love that.
So I'm all over the map. I want to watch the Florida one, but that is premium content from
Good
LSU
for
Gold. Absolutely.
It seems to be great.
All right, second hour, we are going to talk to Jim Nagy when we come back here. Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Hunter Hall. Oh, you stop this now. The only Alabama fan in the chat.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Here you go.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us.
Get it done.
We're sitting in the dugout.
So funny you say that.
And Pelfrey is not pitching today.
but he had he's in full uni, he's turfs, and he's standing up on the fence, whatever, just like this, watching the game, and we start talking about pissing your pants, something whatever. He was like, I'll piss my pants right now. We're wearing,
No way.
We're wearing gray pants, long gray pants. He goes, I'll piss my pants right now. No, you won't. Yeah, how much money do you give me? So we gathered up however many people were in there. I think it ended up being $2,000 total.
I pissed my pants for $2,000.
And
100%.
So he goes in there, and he's watching the game, and he just starts pissing in his pants, gray pants.
Yeah.
So you see it going down his pants, long pants going into his turfs. And he's just going into his turfs. He takes his turfs out and dumps out the pee outside on the warning track, on the dugout. And he just puts them back on, and he finishes the inning. He waits till the inning is over with to leave. And so he's watching the whole inning with piss in his pants. And everybody is dying laughing. Manager's laughing. Everybody's laughing. He gets up out of it and walks to the dugout, pee all in his pants, in the gray pants. It was awesome.
Question in that game. You're listening to the Jordy Culotta Show live on YouTube. Catch it every day, 7 to 9 a.m., wherever you have internet access.
Oh, my guy. The host of Mac and Cube.
You said you wanted me to close it out.
I listen to his pod every day on WJOX 94. I thought I was going to beat Charlie. I didn't. You were fantastic as always. Have a great call in Missouri. I'll see you soon, man.
Thanks, man. Good
Later.
talking to you, Jordy.
Always. There he is. Cole Kubelik, the absolute best. Don't overthink it, ABC. When you move to a primetime slot and the SEC is getting that billing, make this man the color commentator. He's the absolute best.
Ooh, I mean, what a pro.
What a pro.
I remember telling them, hey, listen, my job here is to make sure that we bring, big time football to a small town environment, right? And so you see on movies sometimes about the way a town reacts to the football program and what it means to everybody. And that was the hopes and dreams that I had for the place. And so our kids take a distinct responsibility in wearing that Z on their helmet. It means a lot to them. And then on the flip side of that, our community does a tremendous job of supporting our program, supporting the athletic department, supporting our school as a whole. And there's really a great relationship there that's a lot of fun to be a part of.
Thank you for the access, man. Looking forward to tonight. We'll talk soon.
Coach, wait, before you go, fix your hair again one more time.
Look at him.
Let's go.
Yes. Look at him.
What do you think about that?
Game day,
what do you
baby.
think about that?
Game day. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, man. Great to see you. Thank you.
You too, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
All right, man. There he is. There he is. My guy. David Brewerton checking in. What does Harold Perkins do for this defense? What does he allow you guys to do?
Yeah, Perk, man, he's just so raw, man. All he know how to do is make a play. But I love him. He brings a certain type of juice to the defense, and he's right alongside of me on the edge. He knows how to rush the edge. As a young guy, that's very valuable to the defense, being able to rush the edge, making the quarterback step up. But yeah, they put him everywhere, middle linebacker, outside rusher, maybe sometimes he's going to be in the drop. So he's very versatile for our defense.
Here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet, live here on this Friday. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, and comment button. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there. Go back and check out some past shows if you're looking for some listening material this weekend. They're all brought back to you by RMB Builders, our good friends, Rhett Bourgeois over at RMB Builders. RMB-Builders.com online. Instagram is on fire for RMB Builders. You got to check it out. Custom design home. They can do anything that you need around the house. reconstruction.
Lloyd thought that Instagram was the same post
I did. I was
from
confused.
like months ago because it was pinned at the top, and he's like, "No one's posting anything new on art." And I was like, "What? Every day there's a new post. What are you talking about?"
And I was like, I mean, their Instagram is on fire. The last thing I saw was Katie's shower with the water falling
not
down.
my shower.
It looks just like it.
does look
Smoke more weed, Lloyd.
And that's like Katie's like, you can pin stuff on Instagram. I was
Our
like,
Culotta Show account has pinned items.
I don't go to the account. I just see it on my feed.
Lloyd, giving you a little back end of how engaged he is here in the workplace. Mekhi Gardner's stock is flying up the charts right
Like
now.
and share.
It seems as if Mekhi Gardner, the big cornerback for LSU, has had a good start here to his senior campaign after he transferred over from the Cajuns down the road here in Lafayette. They're taking notice, including Jim Nagy, who is the executive director of the Senior Bowl. He has done incredible work down there in Mobile in making this game and this day truly feeling special and relevant. And that is coming up here in January. Jim stays scouting throughout the season and was able to take in an LSU game. Here to tell us a little bit about it and some of the other prospects that he's looking at here in the college football season is the executive director, Jim Nagy of the Senior Bowl. Jim, good morning. Thank you for the time as always.
Yeah, good morning, Jordy.
We were talking a little bit about Mekhi Gardner, big cornerback for LSU. Seems like his stock is rising here, and LSU staff has been buzzing about him all season long. You've seen him play. What was your takeaway?
Yeah, he's a big, long, physical press corner. I think he's not going to fit for every team. He's going to fit for, my last job before I took the Senior Bowl gig was in Seattle. I think he fits kind of the mold we used to look for. They've kind of went away from their big height, weight, speed standards that we used to have for Pete Carroll when I scouted for him. They've taken some smaller corners lately, but he fits that old Seahawky mold. I think the big question with Mekhi is going to be how fast is he? Mingo got him. Jonathan Mingo from Ole Miss got him on a deep ball last week. And so, when it comes to the overall prospect and where he ends up in the draft, the 40 time is going to be critical. And again, that's one position that over my time in the NFL, GMs want to see a certain time on that card when it comes to certain positions, and wide receiver and corner are speed positions. So he's had a good year. Again, he's a big, long dude, and he's physical. He can, when he gets his hands on you at the line of scrimmage, he's tough to deal with. But I think by the time we get to April, that 40 is going to be important for him.
Jim, what goes into building philosophy on prospects? You mentioned that Seattle was looking for long, rangy defensive backs, and we've seen other people in the league that are looking for, better athletes that can play in space at that position. How does that philosophy be built? Is that from head coach up, or is that from general manager down?
Usually the head coach dictates that. At least that's how it should be, in my opinion. The GM's job is to then go find players that fit that coach's scheme. So, yeah, it's all coverage-based. It's just what coverages you're trying to play. I wouldn't play a guy like Mekhi Gardner in a lot of off-man coverage because bigger guys tend to struggle in transition. Just with the footwork, they don't have that short, quick trigger burst that you need playing off. To me, he's more of a zone cover 2 corner, or he's a big press man corner. Those, if we're just speaking specifically to Mekhi, those are going to be the teams that have the interest in him.
Jim, you were able to see LSU play up close versus Ole Miss, and Gardner was one of the veterans, the experienced guys that transferred over. He was one of a few that came over this offseason. Any other upperclassmen stand out to you?
Yeah, Jay Ward stood out all year. I think they've got a number of senior DBs on that team that we've been looking at. Brooks and Fusha and a bunch of guys, but Jay Ward's the guy that's really separated himself. They played him a lot at nickel this year. I think that's going to be his spot at the next level. He's a long, wiry guy. He's really aggressive now. He'll bounce off some contact, but he flies around and he triggers and goes. And with that length, he tangles people up and takes up space in the slot. So I think that's going to be his role. He's going to be a good blitzer from there. He's ascended for sure. And then a guy like Ali Gay, I've seen Ali Gay. I've seen him over the years. And then I was at the Florida State game in New Orleans to start the year, and he is, scouts talk about guys that are kind of the first off the bus type of player, meaning that you want that guy, you want the guy coming off first because of how good he looks. And Ali Gay, you don't draw him up any better than him physically. Production-wise, probably leaves a little to be desired, but I think a name that's going to come up in a lot of draft rooms when they're talking about Ali Gay is Daniil Hunter. And I remember I was in Seattle when Hunter came out, and I remember having those conversations about Daniil. It's like, where's the production on this guy? And he got drafted based off his physical traits, and now look, here we are, whatever it is, 5-6 years later, and he's one of the best pass rushers in the league. So I think teams are going to feel like they can untap something with Ali, and he hasn't played his best football yet. So, and I know he's had some injury stuff, some durability stuff, and again, where he gets drafted, that's going to play a factor as well. But he's certainly a guy with a high ceiling based off all the tools he has.
Jaden Daniels is an upperclassman that feels like he's playing himself into having to make a decision here in a couple of months. When you see him play, how does his game translate to the next level?
Which guy is that now? I'm sorry, I lost you there for a sec.
Jaden Daniels, the quarterback.
Yeah, he's actually a senior, Jordy. He's eligible for the Senior Bowl. Yeah, all these guys, it's pretty muddy in terms of the COVID year. I mean, frankly, all these guys could come back again, right? Like none of these guys are, exhausted their eligibility. But so we're treating Jaden as a senior, and whatever he decides to do. I mean, the way we do our invite process, we send him to the coaches. So Brian Kelly will get all our invites. And if he's the guy that, what we never know is whether the schools are trying to talk these guys into coming back to school.
Yeah.
So, we've always done it this way. I think now with this COVID stuff, it really helps us because we're not trying to, go around a coaching staff or entice the guy to leave. We'll send it to those guys. But no, Jaden's played better. I mean, the biggest thing is that Florida State game I was at, he just looked really uncomfortable. And that obviously it makes sense. It's week one in a new offense. With all new people around him, but gosh, did he look uncomfortable. So that was the biggest thing, is just looks comfortable. I still think down the field he's missing some things, and that's what I saw live the other day. I still think there's some balls down the field that he could push, but he's doing a much better job, and he is a true dual threat. You got to account for his running ability. That was a really good win the other night against Ole Miss. I had a feeling they were going to get that one. I actually saw a couple of people on the field pregame. And they asked me what I thought, and I really did feel like LSU was going to get that one. So that was a nice win.
Jim, this weekend, two of the best senior quarterbacks in college football will square off against one another with Kentucky's Will Levis and Tennessee's Hendon Hooker. I'd imagine that is a game that you were paying very much attention to.
Yeah, we are. We'll have a scout at that game. I would be at that game if my parents weren't down from Michigan visiting and seeing my son's final regular season high school game. I really wanted to be at that game, but no, we'll have a scout at that game, and it's a big time matchup. Those could be the top two senior quarterbacks drafted this year. I think the biggest thing with Hendon is it's just his efficiency. The guy doesn't turn it over. Everyone knows that. But he's making more NFL type plays this year. And when I say that, I mean like under duress throws, getting himself out of the pocket when he needs to, and making big throws down the field, not just relying on his legs, making tight window throws. So he's done a really nice job. And then Will Levis is a guy that has been our number one rated senior quarterback going back to last spring by a pretty considerable margin. I think what's going to help Will is a guy like Josh Allen, that really the Buffalo Bills have hit on the traits, and Will's got all those things. So it should be a great matchup. It should be a great game. I look forward to watching that one on Saturday night.
Jim, you had a front row seat last night to Louisiana and Southern Miss. There is a wide receiver named Michael Johnson who feels like he is making some scouts pay attention. What was the Senior Bowl's takeaway from the big wideout from the Cajuns?
Yeah, he's a guy, he's from Mobile. We take a lot of pride in the fact over here that we've got the most NFL players per capita of any city in the country. I think we have 14 on opening day rosters this year, 13, 14, something like that. Yeah. And for a city our size, it's pretty ridiculous. Like when comparing it to like Atlanta and Miami, and Michael might be the next guy. So, it's funny. He actually, there was a knock on the Senior Bowl headquarter doors this summer. One of the girls from the office came up and said, Jim, there's some guys downstairs that want to see you. And it was Michael, his dad, his high school coach, and like an uncle. Wow. And they just wanted to introduce themselves. No, he's having a phenomenal year. He averaged like 26 a catch last year for the Raging Cajuns. And, the quarterback play, Levi Lewis is gone. The quarterback play is not as good this year. But then he had a monster night last night. I think he had like 6 catches for $179. So he is a guy. When I was at the LSU game last week, I asked some of the NFL scouts I was sitting with, like, who's popping out here? Who are you guys seeing might be under the radar, and they're like, no, the kid at Louisiana, the receiver from Mobile, that kid's playing really well. So yeah, he's it's always great having Mobile guys in the game, and he's going to have a legit shot this year.
You're a longtime scout, Jim. You've done it from some very successful organizations and have the rings to show for it. How much stock do scouts put into this LSU-Alabama game?
I'm sorry, you went out at the very last part. How much stock do they put in what now?
The LSU-Alabama game.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of stock put in that game for sure. No, I always think that's always my favorite game of the whole year. Like for the last 10, 15 years, that's always been my favorite game because you always have the most NFL talent. It seems like year in and year out, there's more NFL dudes on that field. So it's a great game to go to as a scout. I remember being at the Joe Burrow, that national championship year for the Tigers up in Tuscaloosa. Because you can just watch matchups. You can sit up there with your binoculars and watch a corner receiver matchup with like a first-round corner and a first-round wideout, or an edge guy against a tackle. So it's a big game. Not all these games are created equal for these players. I mean, the coaches all preach that, but in a scout's eyes, it's not. You want to see these guys against the best competition possible, and that's always a big time, like big boy football matchup.
Always great to talk to you, Jim. Thank you for the time as always.
Yeah, Jordy, thanks for having me on, man.
All right, man. See you. There he is, Jim Nagy, Executive Director from the Senior Bowl, checking in there, talking a little bit about the LSU senior class as well as some other guys that he's watching. I've heard some great things about the Michael Jefferson kid down in Louisiana, man. Big 6'4" wideout that Jim was talking about. Last night, Cajuns played Southern Miss. They fell to Southern Miss, but as he said, Jefferson with another big night.
Frank Gore Jr. out there throwing touchdowns.
I watched a little bit of that game. I had them both on because I bet on the UL quarterback had just won Southland Player of the Week. He's been kind of in and out they've been doing a dual quarterback thing.
Yeah.
But they got this kid that transferred in, and he's like, I think he threw for like over 300 yards the past 2 games. So I was kind of riding with the Cajuns there for a little bit. I don't know his name. I mean, I wasn't watching. I'm not.
Lance LaGrange.
39-24.
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
I remember Munchie Legault.
Was it that
Lance LaGrange, the guy that was on QB1.
Yeah.
Was that
he's
him?
At UL?
Yeah, he's at UL.
No, it wasn't him. It's a different fella.
Got Nate Dogg, too.
Nice. All right, we'll come back and talk to Nathan Velasquez here on the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
We've seen the BK takeover stuff from LSU and social media, and really in his short time in Baton Rouge, there's been a lot of people embracing his approach to building this roster. What's it like to recruit alongside him?
Oh, it's been great. Coach has been awesome to me because he lets me be myself when it comes to recruiting, when it comes to coaching. He lets his coaches coach, he lets his coaches recruit. So I have no complaints on that end. And when I need him to get in touch with a kid, he's there for me. The communication line has been great. He's just been nothing but supportive.
But this opportunity was different. You have a chance to come to a place with unbelievable tradition, work for the winningest head coach in college football. Just be at a state. I've never been at a state where football's king. And if you just dominate your state, you're going to get some of the best players that there are.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think, getting through spring, I mean, most of it was obviously just installing the offense. And I think all 4 guys really made some strides in terms of that and showed a lot of positives, obviously, which, you guys get to talk about all the time. So you guys,
Sure.
But all 4 have done a great job. They did. I think they did a really nice job in spring of taking strides forward individually, and everybody's different in terms of what they need to get better at and what they need to show, and then move it into summer. And I love the way they're working right now in the weight room for Coach Flint. But like I said, I think spring a lot was everything was new for everybody. So especially at the beginning, there wasn't as much evaluation, say the first few days, get into the flow, and then I think we got some good opportunities for some guys to get some reps, and I think everybody showed some positives.
Hi, this is Dan Canterbury. Join myself and the legend, Coach Skip Burtman, for Hold the Rope Tuesday nights on YouTube. You can go to @Hold the Rope, Skip and Cano. Skip, tell them what we do.
We've got a lot of education. We've got some people that can tell you a lot about a lot of things. In the area of sports, we have a lot of entertainment. We got a lot of energy putting this in. I think you'll like it.
So join us for Hold the Rope.
Here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Good to link up with our old friend Nathan Velasquez here on this Friday, as it is Halloween weekend. Nate, spooky season, big for the movies. How are we feeling here on this Friday? Beautiful time in the city, I'd imagine.
Oh yeah, it's getting chilly, and it feels exactly like Halloween. It is. It's one of the best times of the movies. I actually, I've got the list of movies that I've been going through. It changes every year. One of the ones I was excited about, though, this year is Smile. It's in theaters right now. And I went to go and see it. I only got through about 30 minutes of it and had to leave. Had to get out of there.
Why?
Too scared? Probably one of... No. It was one of the worst viewing experiences of my life.
Nate, I feel like you've had a couple of these over the last couple of weeks.
A couple. This one probably took the cake, though. It was about 10 minutes into the movie. About 5 high schoolers came in, and I don't think they even knew that they were in a movie theater. They were they just sat down, just laughing the whole time, having full on, you know how like you're in a room where you're supposed to be quiet and normal, like speaking voice just kind of carries as if you're yelling. It was terrible. And, it was kind of at the point, they were like in the back. I'm kind of near like the very front. So I'm like, look, we can tune this out. We can keep going. After about 15 minutes of that, about 10 other high schoolers come in, all of them carrying pizzas. So then you turn around and you just have like 15 high schoolers trying to argue over whose pizza is what. And I catch the eye of, I don't know why there was an old woman that just came to see Smile by herself, but she was into the movie. And we lock eyes and she's like, just gives his face and gets up and walks out. And I'm like, yeah, I can't do this either. This isn't going to work.
Nate,
and it was. Yeah, I know. What are you doing on my lawn? Get out of here?
What is that cloud doing up there?
I'll take a piece of pepperoni, I guess. You freaking kid.
It was rough, but hey, look. I mean, the 30 minutes that I saw of Smile, it was good. It was good. But there's a lot of really good horror movies out right now. If people have seen X, that's probably one of the best ones that's out. It's a fun time. There's a lot of kills in it, a lot of like very inventive kills in it. So that one's a lot of fun. You also have Barbarian out right now, which if you have seen nothing about it, I would say it's probably the best horror movie of the year to go in cold, knowing nothing. Wow. Because a lot of stuff it leaves you throughout multiple periods of the movie like, is that, like what happens now? Like, is that, like, it's a very, very fun roller coaster ride. Doesn't make a ton of sense, but if you want something that's going to freak you out, Barbarian is absolutely the movie of the year for that. And I don't know, are y'all into the Halloween movies? Like Michael Myers?
I watched everyone my entire life. I already watched the new one.
The last one was awful.
What did you...
they're not
great. I could not stand the new one. Like, I was amazed that they like...
old in a mask. Like, they make the mask look like an old
Yeah.
man. Like, what? The mask is
Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. And then Michael Myers is barely even in it.
Yeah,
it's like they try to pass the torch to someone without actually passing the torch to anyone, and then Michael Myers doesn't really show. I don't know. That one felt like a disappointment. I felt like that one was not. Yeah.
I tried to watch.
But what? Are there any others?
I tried to watch the first.
Yeah, go ahead.
Halloween last
ever?
weekend. Yeah, I've never seen it.
No way.
Yeah, I'd never seen that movie. So I got through about 30 minutes of it. It seems like it has some good promise. Like I can see the merit behind it.
I've never seen these movies.
Yeah, I don't know. Just slipped through the cracks.
Did you stop because it was like you ran out of time
I fell
for
asleep.
viewing at dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, you fell asleep.
Yeah. It was like 2:30 in
That
the
one
morning.
That's got one of those old. It's kind of like the first 30 minutes is the slow buildup, kind of getting you into the world. Like the scary stuff hasn't quite happened. But that is a creepy movie. When it gets scary, it gets really scary.
No, I'm excited to get into the meat and potatoes of it all because it does feel like a classic.
And the kills are different. They're not like bloody, like crazy. I mean, like you see the knife going in, and then that's kind of it.
Oh, okay, I'm in.
Yeah.
Nate,
so
I
there are
got
a lot of Halloween heads over there. Like how many or people are into Halloween over there?
It's my
We're all
favorite
in.
holiday.
We're all in.
We're all good. We're going to a Halloween party this weekend.
We are.
Nate, we had good Halloween vibes from back in the day. This used to be a holiday that we would celebrate on radio. Nate,
we'd all come dressed up.
I got our crew ready for your question. Scariest movie scene.
Yes.
I still claim that Silence of the Lambs is a scary movie. I got shot down pretty hard by the crew. Where do you stand on Silence of the Lambs?
There's an
as a
argument
scary
in
movie?
there.
We have another theater person in here, as Josh from Iverstein is here, who I'd love to bring into the conversation. Josh, do you have any headphones? Can you hear this conversation?
I've been hearing the conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
If I asked you scariest movie scene, you would say...
I can't really do scary. I hate to admit that.
Wow.
So I
call
do
yourself an actor.
I mean, I had nightmares after watching Squid Game.
Squid Games.
You know, like
it's just
it was like the tense stuff. I did like those. What is it? The haunted the Netflix series. Series. The haunted Hill House.
Yeah, that was.
And then
that was scary.
the Blythe one, like those ones, I was like. That's when I had my fill. I had nightmares.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get.
Well, I got tortured as a kid from my uncle, like with Freddy Krueger masks and Jason masks, and so I think, like even now as an adult, like I'll watch like an '80s Jason Friday the 13th movie, and I'm still like,
right.
Don't touch me there.
It's they're not good movies, but it's like, and I can see through like there's a boom mic right there, you know, but I'm still like, oh man.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the hammer in the back of the head. You know.
See,
Well, Josh, is there a movie or a scene for Josh that's like the epitome of like I won't go near that? Like that's the scariest. I don't know if Josh can hear me.
They can.
Yep. Oh, the scariest. I'm trying to think now. I try to stay away from horror, but I would be with Jordy. Like Silence of the Lambs. That stuff gives me.
Oof, bro. Like I still to this day feel the fear that I had as a kid when I see it.
I mean, I'm almost done watching the new Dahmer series on Netflix, which is, and you know,
ooh, that thing's rough.
Yeah, and my wife is like, I thought there would, you know, and I'm like, no, it's the suspense of like,
how is he getting away with all this? It's like if he lived the life of Dahmer.
Like, you know, the first couple episodes, it's not like about the kill. You just see hints of like the bloody, you know, I don't want to ruin anything, but tools or whatever. But you don't actually see them really being used. But I'm like, to me, that suspense of like, because it's real life, right?
Yeah.
Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy Krueger,
Right,
and
like The Exorcist. I'm not, you know, like it does nothing for me.
like those are like. But when it comes down to like real life, like these things happen. I don't think there's anything scarier, you know. And I think Silence of the Lambs is like your epitome of like a very intelligent man.
Yes.
And
I mean, the
he's
scene
also-
when he's got the night vision on at the end, and his hand comes in behind her back. I mean, like the hair's standing up on my neck right now. I mean, like.
And what about even the second one with
Hannibal?
With Ray Liotta?
Yeah.
You know, there's that scene, R.I.P. dog, but like,
Yeah.
you know, when he had gotten a lobotomy and he's just sitting there
at the
eating
dinner
his
table.
own
brains.
That
brains,
part
like,
for me at the dinner table in that movie is that almost grosses me out beyond stuff in Silence of the Lambs. And Silence of the Lambs is terrifying.
Yes.
But yeah, Ray Liotta at the dinner table at the end, oof, man.
Nick,
and then the
scary-
ending on the plane.
Oof. So scary movie for you. What is it?
Scariest movie, I would say, like in terms of the movies themselves, scariest for me has got to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah.
The Thing, and Blair Witch Project.
Oh,
okay.
Like
Wow.
Blair Witch Project is the ending of that movie, and I would say like those aren't scenes. That's one of my top 3 like scariest moments. The ending of Blair Witch Project. No matter how many times I've seen it, no matter how many times, you know, just going into it knowing all of like the fun stuff of how some people thought it was real, but it's not. Oh, how funny! Like blah blah blah. That is still one of the most chilling endings of a movie. That I don't. There are times where it'll kind of be playing in theaters, and I'm like, I don't think I can do that one. I might like that's going to be a little bit too much. As far as other moments, the psycho shower scene is weirdly still very effective. As the music's coming up, you see like the person kind of approaching the shower. It's still very, very scary. And then another one that, regardless of if I'm seeing it on the big screen, if I'm watching it at home, if I see the scene on YouTube, it's still like, oh, I don't know if I want to watch this. The chestburster scene in Alien, I think still is not dated, is still so scary. Really, really, really creepy. Like that, for me, those are my top 3. Like those scenes get me. They're still so effective. Alien's really good.
Yeah.
Nate, you got a surprise, or are you going to tell us what you dressed it up as this weekend?
I'm actually going to leave it as a surprise. I'll drop it online. We're doing a couple's costume, but I think we got a good one. I think we got a good one this year. It'll be effective. So we'll post it online later.
Beautiful.
Are you gonna? It should be. I'm gonna take a guess. You and your partner are gonna be Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, that's not a bad guess. I won't say that could be it. That could be it. I'm not going to say. What are you guys dressing up as?
Skeleton here, Nate.
Nice.
I'm gonna be a hot dog.
Nice.
You are going to be a hot dog?
Yes. In the car.
I'm being the thing that Jordy's afraid of the most, Dr. Fauci.
I'm a banana every year.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
Every year.
Yep. And I got the costume at Target in the kids section, so the banana stops at like my waist. But it's the only thing. I believe it or not, I'm not a huge Halloween fan, and so. But I'm this year. Our little girl is going to be an avocado.
Wow.
Oh, get a little balanced breakfast. A little banana and avocado.
And then we have a costume.
I like the
dog.
cuisine theme. There's a lot of
It's a
cuisine
piece of
going on in
bread
that
that
room
goes
there.
on
Toast? Toast?
Yes.
Yes.
Avocado
Cute.
toast. Yeah.
Look at you, bro. Katie, you're what are you?
I'm kind of like snake themed, like Medusa-ish. I have like a snake
she
headband
loves
thing.
snakes.
Snake
Snake fetish. You should bring the goat to the party.
That would go over really well.
It would be scary.
I'm sure everyone would love that.
Is Dahmer going to be a popular
Absolutely.
costume this
so.
year, or
Yeah, I
is
would
that?
think so.
I feel like it might be.
would
I
think
feel like
so.
that's going to be big. It's a little
Yeah.
weird, but I feel like that kind of took
The
off.
memes are incredible. The Dahmer.
The memes are great.
The memes are great. The
But I
memes
did
are
read an
Memes are-
article where the
there's-
family said, please stop, please don't dress up as Dahmer.
Yeah,
Okay, so
It's
now you just
triggering
lit the
them.
wind.
Yeah.
Exactly.
right.
Triggering them.
Nate, have a great weekend.
I feel-
Happy Halloween.
Y'all too. Talk to you next week.
Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to cut you off. Athletics director from BRCC, Brock Kantrow, next. How close are they to bringing back football? We'll find out. Southern Eye Centers, located at 6859 Jefferson Highway, right here in Baton Rouge, has been serving your eyes for over 40 years in the capital region. They offer friendly service in a helpful environment with the highest level of personal care to manage your eye health and vision needs. If you want more information, log online to southernyecenters.com. That is southernyecenters.com. Stop in and check out their beautiful office located on Jefferson Highway, right here in the capital city. And remember, each time you walk in there and you mention the Jordy Culotta Show, Dr. Ann Shaw and Southern Eye Centers will take 25% off of their fantastic selection of sunglasses. All you got to do is mention the Jordy Culotta Show. Check them out. southernyecenters.com and located at 6859 Jefferson Highway.
Looking to book a dumpster but no idea how? We've made it quick and easy for you. Check out our website at moralesrolloffs.com. Let Morales Roll-Offs know your desired delivery date, and finally, provide your contact details. To make payment, look out for an email invoice with all your booking details. On delivery day, our driver will notify you through text and email that your dumpster is ready and on the way. Now you know how easy and convenient it is. Call Morales Roll-Offs at 225-427-0000 for your dumpster.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha,
Malik Neighbors,
Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacey,
Greg Brooks. Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Hey Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
Back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. As I appreciate everybody for stopping by here. Good to talk to Nate on this Friday. Thanks to Jim Nagy from the Senior Bowl. We'll bring Josh from Iverstein's back in here to give our daily eats here and what's going on over at Iverstein. But next we want to talk to the athletics director over at Baton Rouge Community College, as they are set to tip off their basketball season coming up here on November 1st. Is Brock Kantrow, and Brock is in the studio with us here on this Friday. Brock, good to see you, man. How are you? Good morning.
Good to see you. I didn't know you were this close to me. I could have walked over here tonight.
Really? Yeah, you're right around the corner. Still one of the best facilities in the state.
Unbelievable.
Over at BRCC. It's a basketball gold mine. People that have never seen it open the doors, and it's almost like basketball heaven over there. That floor. And this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This was when Todd Foster was the coach over there.
I remember those days.
What's it like over there now?
It's still gorgeous. We're doing some renovations. We're getting some new goals here in the next year or so. We're doing the floor in December. But the facility it's gorgeous. It's local. It's close. Parking is easy. It's safe. It's just in the heart of Mid-City. And I don't think many people know about it. I mean, I think it's kind of been a hidden gem. And our goal is in the next couple of years to make it a place where everybody wants to be.
Basketball season coming up?
Yeah, home opener on November 1st. We play Bishop State. It's Sonic night. Everybody that comes in gets a free gift card for food at Sonic. SGA will be there.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, hot dogs. Bratwurst, more hot dogs. Cherry limeade.
Right.
Cherry limeade. I mean, you can't go wrong with the cherry limeade.
Frozen, slushy.
Yes.
Little vodka.
That's what I was going to say.
Don Green?
Don Green is my men's basketball coach. Paula Lee is my women's basketball coach. She's been there for probably 85 years.
Right.
She'll kill me for saying that. But she's been the rock of that place for a long time. She was coach of the year last year. Got a young team this year. Every team's young in junior college because you got it for 2 years. But she has an extremely young team. But they play hard, man. All these kids, and this is what I love about this job, Jordy, is all these kids are there because they want to be there.
Yeah.
There's no entitlement. There's no NIL. It's just they're there because this is their way to get to the next level or to go get a job. So you're dealing with a whole different aspect of athletics than I've dealt with in a long time, and it's refreshing.
Baseball, obviously, still
playing at
around.
Pete Goldsby Field. Thomas Seminoles, my head coach, doing a heck of a job. They're uber competitive every year. And I just hired a new softball coach, Mark Swear. He was at Centenary and Hendrix College. And that program is just kind of getting off the ground. I think the next couple of years you'll see that our softball program will start to be one of the better ones. There aren't many in Louisiana, but it's another goal of mine that I think is unmined yet.
One of the confusing things about lower division football is that Louisiana doesn't have any JUCO football. You know what I mean, when you look at Mississippi, you look at states like Kansas and Texas, and everybody around has junior college football. But for whatever reason, Louisiana does not. BRCC seems like it would be a great fit for a football program. What would it take for that to happen? Is there a discussion to bring that to the city, and what ultimately are you going up against?
There's been some discussion in the past. I think that discussion will start to get a little momentum as we start to build the program and people see what we can do as an athletic department. I don't think we had quite been there as an athletic department over the past couple of years. But I think once we solidify our athletic department as a department that can handle these kind of things, then we can go to the higher aboves and go, okay, we're able to do basketball and softball well, and now let's fold in the sports like football. And I think that football is just a game changer. I mean, for the community, for Louisiana, not just for Baton Rouge. And I think it helps LSU. There's lots and lots of positives about it.
No, I agree. All right, how can the viewers get tickets? How can they find your
BRCCathletics.com. Tickets are all over that place. Everything is online. We're a cashless operation, so you can get your tickets online, scan them. If you don't want to, you can get there, and we'll do your phone for you and get you in. It's a ticketless operation, cashless operation, and first tip-off at 5:30. Men's game follows at about 7 o'clock. It should be a fun time. Yeah, I just hope the community comes out and supports these kids. I mean, they've been working their behinds off, and there's no reason not to. It's right here. It costs $10 to get in. There's no parking. I mean, it's the easiest basketball venue to get to in Baton Rouge.
What days do they play?
All over the place. We'll play Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, some Saturdays and Sundays. The schedules are at BRCCathletics.com as well. And they're usually 6 o'clock games, 5:30 games, not late night games. So you can get in and out with the kids. And I think it'd be a really cool thing for the youth of Baton Rouge also to get there without having to go through the whole, park 4 hours away and pay to park and that whole game.
Good to see you, man.
Always a pleasure, Jordy.
Best of luck.
Halloween socks.
I wore those kind of. You're going to have your Halloween shirt on.
Love it. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, Brock, man. Brock Kantrow, athletics director over at BRCC. Basketball season tips off over there on November 1st. You can get everything from tickets to schedules to what's coming up at brccathletics.com. brccathletics.com is the website. All right, we'll be back. We'll bring Josh back in, talk about today's recipe, and get out of here on a Friday. Make sure to like, share, comment. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.
Appreciate it. Man, thank you.
Donaldsonville Glass and Body, the trusted name in frame, body, and automotive paint repair since 1977. They have served their customers for over 45 years. You can find them online at dgbauto.com or stop in and see them Railroad Avenue and Division Street out in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Look, they can help you with your insurance claims. They can make the repair process as stress-free as possible. I'm speaking from experience here. I've got numerous windshields, body repair, all done by Kenny and the crew over at Donaldsonville Glass and Body. They are, without question, the most well-equipped shop in the area. Stop in and see them today. Shop them online, dgbauto.com, or stop in and see the crew over in Division Street in Donaldsonville, Louisiana. Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Hey fellas, it's Jordy Culotta for my friends over at Men's Total Health. Guys, do you suffer from fatigue, decreased libido, erectile dysfunction, weight gain or loss of muscle mass, signs of depression, anxiety, hair loss, mental fog, general loss of interest? Then you might be suffering from low testosterone. Go see my friend Mike Roach and his great team over at Men's Total Health, over in Metairie at menstotalhealth.net online. And stop in and see how they can change your life today. A simple shot and some knowledge from Mike Roach can get you back up, moving with your energy, get your sex drive back, build your muscle mass, make you feel young again. All online, menstotalhealth.net. Red Stick Sports, a local staple in Baton Rouge to all sports fans, was founded back in 1981 and has remained a family business for over 40 years. Today, they still have the great selection on the floor, but they're also a leader in custom apparel for businesses, sports teams, and other groups. Take it from us, everybody over here at FM Digital Media. They help us out with all of our apparel. Let them help you out today. Go ask for Cody over at Red Stick Sports. Check him out online at redsticksports.biz. I was embarrassed about my smile. Are you unhappy at yours? Do you not smile back at yourself? I called my friend, Dr. Spillers, over at Johnson Spillers. He fixed my smile, and now everywhere I go, people are complimenting it after the work that Dr. Spillers and the staff did to my mouth. They can do it to yours. Get in touch with them. JohnsonSpillers.com. 2 locations, one in Gonzales, one in Baton Rouge. Easy to find them, JohnsonSpillers.com. We love the crew over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Chef Shane and his crew dropping off the meals every Monday here to FM Digital Media, whether it's breakfast, lunch, dinner. Me or the crew's going through our meals over at Fresh Chef Kitchen. Their weekly pre-order, freshly made meals, or you can walk into the cooler over there on Airline Highway. They have that fresh, same service over there at Fresh Chef Eats. FreshChefEats.com is where you can find them online. Fresh Chef Kitchen. Tell them you heard it right here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Yeah. Welcome back to the Jordy Culotta Show on this Friday, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button. Good to be with you as we close out the week. When we come back, it'll be Bama LSU week.
Ooh, man.
We'll be here, man. Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. You going, bro?
Don't remember my Alabama story. I stay away
on
Alabama weekend. It's like Halloween. It's the freaks come out on Alabama weekend, which is great. Yeah, freak out, have fun. It's going to be exciting. I've never been more happy to come back and say I was wrong. First of all, it's good to see you again, brother.
Good to see you, brother.
A little hurt that you're sick. You don't have me step in for the episode. Take care of business. But no, Coach Caskey definitely knows a little bit more than me. So I see where you're going, but
Coach Caskey was palming that burrito too.
He did. He loved it. That was fun. I got over it a little bit.
I apologize.
But I did.
It's good to see you again.
It's nice to see.
But
I was so wrong. I thought we would get beat. And those are like, remember at the end of the conversation with Coach, I was like, this is why I like to temper expectations as a fan. Because now I'm on cloud 9. It's like, that was like a huge victory. Like, buy in, like, this is it. Like, we can actually win out and compete for the SEC West.
What are we eating today?
Ooh, so we have a specialty from up north where I'm from. This is a beer brat and sauerkraut with got to have a little bit of mustard and raw onion on top of it.
Did you eat it, Lloyd? With the
Yes.
kraut?
No, I took the kraut off.
Oh, of course. I knew there was something
I gave
with that
I gave it
guy.
the old swipe behind here when he wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm hiding
you
mine.
like what you like.
You're hiding yours.
I wanted the star of the show to be the star of the show, which was the brat.
He still has one. I don't know if he had a bad experience
I had a bad experience.
Okay.
Bad brat?
With a brat? Really?
Oh, Chicago?
Chicago.
Street dog?
No, Wrigley.
Basically the same.
Good.
You can't trust the Ricketts for anything.
It was the Wrigley's. I mean, it was the I believe it was still in the
Ricketts name?
No,
or
I think
Wrigley's?
I think it was still in the Wrigley's name when I was there. Yeah.
A little double bubble. A little double mint chew.
Well, I'm sorry.
No, I apologize. No apologies. It's not on you.
I wanted to bring something fun. It's Oktoberfest. Well, it was usually the first week of October is kind of the traditional one. Or actually, I think it's the half of the last week of September into the first week. It's 10 days.
In Germany.
In Germany,
Right.
yeah.
Have you ever been?
I haven't. I had a friend who went and was like, "You have to go." Like
I've heard it's incredible.
Just incredible. It started out as
I'm not
a
beer drinker. I wonder if it would still be fun.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if you like a good time.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
There's other ways to have fun.
There's a corner for everybody at this party, right?
Yeah, I think all welcome. You know,
Sure.
It's like
you should go over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
But it started out as a celebration for a king and queen. I'm going back to history, old
wow.
folklore.
Thank you, Josh.
Back in the gap of an old prince and princess got married, and it was a celebration for their wedding. And then it morphed into a celebration of agriculture for Poland, I think, or Holland. There we go.
You sound like a high school teacher.
Yeah, is this around circa like 1940s or a little earlier?
Medieval times.
I think they probably took about a 5 or 6 year hiatus
during that point.
During the 40s.
So you can get these at the shop though?
You can. So this is Iverstein, you know, and October is a big month because people still have Oktoberfest parties throughout. I thought about trying to find a little Hammerschlagen to bring in here for this Friday with the little brats, play a little Hammerschlagen. You never played Hammerschlagen?
No.
I don't even know what that is.
That's
Me either, but it sounds like I'm drinking something.
No, it's a
What is it?
It's a big.
I thought that you were talking about one
No,
of
a
those
big
glass
stud.
mugs.
I was pumped.
It's a big stump of wood, like a tree, like this round, like an actual,
Tree
you
stump.
know, and you just start a nail
I saw someone
around the
do that.
circle,
Instagram.
and everyone takes a turn hitting it with one. You get one hit with the hammer to get your nail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did see
I
You
didn't
do
know what
boom,
they
and
were
then
doing.
I think that one was running. You just stand in a circle and
Yeah,
like
they
you
were
drink
running.
beer, and you know. So whoever gets their nail into the piece of wood,
I didn't know
the
what that was
first
going on.
ends up being the winner, and then everyone's supposed to kind of chug their boot, Das Boot. It's something you do have with Das Boot, you know.
You're gonna turn it.
Hitting a nail can expose somebody's athleticism pretty
Yeah, it
quick.
can.
You know what I mean?
Well, I always, you know,
It's like throwing them something. You know what I mean? When you see somebody react to like catch something, like, oh shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I won't do that again. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
When
Put
I
you to
do,
spot.
My fault.
I still have it on like the job site. I'm doing things, and like I work with guys, and like, don't kill it, you know, because that's the biggest thing. Is like people think they gotta
Right,
hit it
right.
as hard as they can. Yeah.
Like,
Then
bro,
you
chill out.
Yeah.
Man.
Then you just glaze it. It breaks off and ricochets in your eye. You're bleeding from the eye.
But you only get one hit per
You only get
turn,
one hit
right?
per
That's
time,
what
but
it
it's
looks
just
like.
slow and steady. So just
Yeah.
like make sure you have
Sure.
the aim, and it's pointed. It's
Find
an
a
aim.
rhythm.
You need to try
Yeah.
this.
Find a rhythm.
It's fun. It's like a great, you know, of course we used to have Oktoberfest parties, and people would dress up in their lederhosen and
Leader hosen.
we get the polka music going and
Yeah. The only
Das
thing-
Boots and
Isn't that what the
That'd
whole
be a
movie?
great Halloween
Yeah.
It
costume.
would. Actually,
Like,
it really would.
really.
But yeah, if you get it once, you're like, yeah,
Yeah, right. I'm a river dancer.
it's exactly it.
Wear my clogs.
But I thought, you know, we'll keep. I couldn't find a big enough piece of wood and want to bring it in, and but that would have
Watching
been a
it
fun
online
way
right
on this
now.
Friday to
Is
kinda
this how it
go out.
goes?
That would have been fun.
Yeah, that's it. And then it was like you just at one time.
So if you go one fell swoop, you win.
Well, right, yeah. I mean,
There's
those
no
are
way you
the.
can do that.
What an animal.
I mean, this guy's just boom. Look at me. Look at how many times they practiced.
LeBron.
Well, the one on like the ESPN account was like a regular hammer, and it was a long nail sticking out of that tree.
Yeah. I mean, that is looking like a 2-pound mauler.
Yeah, right.
It's cheating.
I mean, that's the Leonard Fournette.
Yeah,
of
exactly. But yes, this beer brought in Iverstein's house made with our pork. It's something that we usually always have in the freezer.
Bro, I went to
delicious.
lunch at Iverstein's, I believe on Tuesday of this week. And
Chimichurri? Was it Tuesdays?
It was the roast and rice, which, bruh, I mean, I had no idea.
It's good.
I missed that fried chicken too. I missed that day. That was yesterday, I think.
I think it's Fridays.
Yeah.
They had it yesterday or the day before.
I don't think Thursday's rib day. Every
It was
Thursday's.
ribs and the fried chicken.
Okay.
Oh.
Because I sent it to Ron, and I was like, did you go today? And he's like, they got this on the lunch line every day. And I was like, yes, there's a lunch line.
It is, and we sell out of that roast beef is probably the most popular.
Oh, bro.
It's just
It's incredible.
Every day goes out. Starting to do things then, red beans on Mondays, gumbo. We made gumbo last week for Tuesday. I just did chicken chili, I think, on Wednesday. So
That
a lot
was
of
good, too.
Yeah,
Is
I
that
saw
the
that.
case?
Yep, that stuff will go. So all of our stuff
grab
gets
some
made,
of
and then
that.
we put it, we put it in the grab and go. So it's there for you to take home and just reheat up in a pan or a microwave, Lloyd, and like.
Oh, see, I was gonna put mine in the air fryer. Why isn't this working?
What's going on with the Butcher Bundle? Butcher Bundle?
Butcher Bundles,
Is that right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, Butcher Bundle. So delivered yesterday. That's fantastic. Big month. We have some things coming up. That's actually, so I've been talking about how we're expanding the bundles, and we are. That's a promise. And we went from developing the website, it's developed, and now we're just doing the editing process. So I had to send notes of descriptions. But we took pictures of the new bundles that will be able to be ordered. But essentially what you're going to be able to do is log in and have an account and change your preferences. So if you don't want the standard Butcher Bundle, you can go ahead and we have one that's for grilling. It's just going to have ribs and hot dogs and 2 types of burgers and leg quarters, stuff for the pit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, we're going to have a meal prepper one that's really just going to be pork tenderloin, 2 pounds of ground beef, 2 pounds of ground pork. Just for those people who like to make a lot of stuff on a Sunday and then kind of eat simple throughout the week. We'll also have a traditional Cajun, which is going to be a whole chicken andouille Cajun sausage. That's all right. I said good. We were talking about good time, and I hit the music. So you'll be able to have an account and go through and on a month-to-month basis, go ahead and choose a different bundle. So you're not getting. I mean, all of our Butcher Classic bundles rotate every month, but you're bound to get some stuff throughout the year that are going to be the same. But very great, bringing more high quality meat to your door. If you don't need to get out, it takes one less stop off. I mean, we want you to come in for lunch and hit up that lunch line and stuff. But if it's the weekend and you live out in Livingston or West Baton Rouge, perfect. Let us come out and bring it out to you.
Delivered.
Can you
That's
eat
right.
elephant?
What?
This guy.
For Roll Tide Alabama Hate Week next week. I'm just wondering if they have a line
This
on
guy-
Alabama.
I think so.
I was letting the air fryer comment go, but this one,
Those are like
this comment, yeah.
I mean, it just feels like a waste. Elephants are so big. If you could
High
find a
quality
way,
meat, Coach.
yeah, and they feel like they eat rather healthy, right? Would it technically be good? Farm to table?
I think it's probably illegal. First of all,
It is
Oh,
definitely
well, take that up with Jimmy John. That guy is a billionaire, first of all. But he goes big game hunting. He takes down elephants. So I boycott Jimmy John. I didn't know he was that rich, but he
Sure, bro.
I'd
Yeah.
put sandwiches.
Lots of Jimmy
there's
John's
Jimmy
there.
John's
From a
everywhere.
lot of corners.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I didn't
like-
realize the amount of how much your net worth could go up by just putting sandwich shops everywhere.
Hey, Lloyd.
He takes all that money and
Dave
goes-
Thomas is rich too.
He's dead.
Well, his family's
Wendy.
rich. Wendy.
Wendy.
For those
Daughter.
who didn't know,
The
Dave
daughter.
Thomas.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
dead
Wendy.
too.
Is
Is she? No.
I don't think Wendy's dead.
No, she's still.
There's with that much money, there's lineage. Okay, that like somebody has it.
Somebody's alive. and
Somebody's alive and well, and speaking for the company.
Oh no, she's alive.
IversteinFarms.com to get on the Butcher Bundle.
Yeah, man.
Congrats to them.
Holiday meat orders are up. I know I mentioned it last time, but they're ready to go. Order your turkey. We get it brined. You can get it smoked. We have a bunch of sides coming fresh out of our kitchen that all you need to do is bring it to the house, heat it up in the oven, melt all the goodness and everything. So we will save you some stress coming up this holiday season, which sounds weird to talk about.
I know, doesn't it?
It is almost the holidays, huh?
It
It
is.
is, because
After
Halloween's
Thanksgiving,
almost
it's got to be one of the best times of the year, I think.
We're in the best time
From
of
like
the year
November
right now, yeah.
1st to January 1st. They're
Mm.
just,
Yeah.
it's very nice. It's very fun.
Wait, Wendy isn't. Her name isn't even Wendy. It's Melinda Lou Thomas.
Well, Wendy was his, I think, granddaughter's name, or his daughter's name.
Yeah, there
original.
was a redheaded Wendy somewhere along the way.
Right. No, this is the story. Melinda was unable to pronounce her L's and R's, struggling with her own name, Melinda. Good parenting by Dave. He was obviously around a lot, so he became known by her nickname Wendy. The Pin merger. I don't know what that
Okay.
means. The 8-year-old Melinda would eventually take on the name Wendy.
Is she cute? Does she look like?
No,
the
she.
Wendy
I mean,
in
she
the
looks
drawing?
like she. I mean, I think Dave brought some burgers home.
Look like Dave?
Yeah, it looks like she had to do some taste testing for her own restaurant. You better like this classic, and you're gonna enjoy it.
It is. I think it is probably one of the more quality fast food restaurants.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Is it Wendy's.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good
Wendy's
burger.
up there for sure.
Yeah, you definitely.
French fry dipped in a frosty.
That's right.
Oh, yes.
The Big Bacon Classic.
I've never had that.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Spicy
I ate the Big Bacon
nuggets.
Classic. Yeah.
Spicy nuggets.
Y'all have
to go
y'all
to.
have hamburger meat, huh?
The sea
yeah.
salt.
Oh yeah.
In the freezer. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Trying to tie it
And
all
elephant
together.
meat.
If you
How
want
many
an
times
actual
have I
burger-
been here, Lloyd?
I just was
I
saying,
need
if you
to.
want
We need to go back to putting Katie between two of them.
Hit the like and share button. Have a great weekend. We'll be back with you on Monday morning, mic'd up from Uncle Earl's this afternoon. Don't forget, 4:30 to 6, $100 bar tab. Stop in and see him over there for the Matuk Mules, $4. Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Ghost Chevrolet. Shout out to Iverstein's.
Oh, come get a free band. Also, from if you're going to Uncle Earl's, they have a Halloween party tonight. If you come early, you can come get a discounted band. Come watch the show. So there's incentives there. It's all about the incentives.
You show up in my banana.
Yeah, show up in your costume.